company is Black Series Edition LLC. We are working on the icebox today. Motherboard, actually, motherboard's already here. It's already over there. Let's put that PC there. Put it here. This is our icebox PC mod, which I've been working with cardboard. I like to work with cardboard. It's one of my favorite hobbies to work with. I actually built a few things out of cardboard. I actually made a work desk and an actual desk. A few gaming, put projection screens and gaming screens with it. And then we started to pick on PCs, on building these PC cases. So I'm in Allentown and moving about Allentown, showing off some of the pictures on some of the stuff we're working on. With some people interested in customized PC boxes, including some of the newer gamers repaints we're working on. So it's gonna be a new company we're working on. So let's get finished on this. Happy because my PC over there, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go out and buy myself a new board, which I already did. Finding out that PC's working perfectly fine. We have over here because the power switches that were having the issue, and I went to go see a friend of mine. You know, because you're not going to know it all, so you're going to ask questions. And I did ask questions, and I was like, "Hey, look, the computer powers up, and just the video card keeps coming up blank." And I'm thinking it's a faulty PCI Express. But after running a couple of tests on it, everything powered up. PCI Express did power up. Couldn't figure out what happened to it, and find out it was the this kill switch was causing the problem. So got a new kill switch, swapped it out. New board comes in tomorrow, so the new board will be going over to the Fishbowl PC. That's where it's going at. So we're using some caulking white. This is fantastic for doing your ice displays or whatever you want to use it for, or corrosion, and a piece of cardboard. This is all you need. Pretty much it. Let me get some of this build up in here. I bought white paint. No, I did buy white paint. I don't know if I bought that today. I did buy some white paint. So, adding some texture. remember to remove my long sleeve shirt off. I mess it up like I did the last one. And I'm going to start ordering the stuff I need to start the paint job for the other one, so I can work on that one too, which is actually that one we're going to make called the Nuclear Jungle. That one worked on too. So right now we're just adding texture to this whole surface. So we have to come and do a nice paint job on this, and we need to have it look like it does have some texture to it. And a little build up. That's pretty much what ice likes to do. It likes to build up. So we start off with a heavy build up in the corners, and then basically lighten it up. Areas that we're going to accumulate some ice. So I was like, why don't you go with this method? No, I didn't think we were going to do any boxes, honestly. I thought we were going to sort of throw them in racks. That's basically about it. Would have saved me $20 though. But with this right here, it's free, and it's interesting on how many people we got like that are interested in these boxes, like these box setups. You know, I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm surprised because, you know, even my landlord was sitting there for like hours staring at the screen. He came in here. He's always in there all the time, except for working on it. He's like, man, every time I come here, you guys are always doing something crazy. And at the end of the day, he's fascinated by the stuff we design. You know, and that's the same thing I want to bring to my showrooms when I set them up. I want to have all kinds of crazy stuff in there we build and design. I'm always, if you notice in my channel, I'm always looking to try to do things affordable. It doesn't cost you a lot of money. That's why I'm not hip on these high-end expensive projectors, using them in my videos, because again, it just basically tells the customer at the end of the day that, look, if you're going to want that image, you're going to have to spend that money. And we're not trying to go in that direction. I'm going to be on site. I'm going to be on site pretty soon. And I'm buying a $65 projector to do my demonstrations on site. I'm not buying any 4K. We don't need all that. It's unnecessary. It's too much. You know, you need that when your screen's not working. That's when you need your 4K. Our screens work, so we don't have that issue. So we got these gaming screens that will come up, which we're going to show in demonstrations, that no matter if you have an Xbox or you have a PlayStation, whatever you may have in the day, it doesn't make a difference. Without that black technology, it's not going to work right. But the thing about it is, you know, people know about a company to a certain degree. That's it. Most of the customers I bump into say, look, I wouldn't have went out and spent the money for the projector. I wouldn't have spent the money for the screen if I knew there was somebody out there doing demonstrations like we do. They wouldn't have spent the money. So that's why we had to work to make our company more known, so that way people know about us. And the way I have to do that is, I can't do that basically where I was at in the home front. Can't do it there. I need to have somebody to see what we're doing. So anyway, it's going to work. And that's going to involve trade shows and being on site all the time. That's what's going to basically, that's what's going to be needed. So over where I was at, they got white screens over there. Every single one of the screens they have in their establishment is white. That's all we're going to bump into. We're not going to bump into some high-end high performance gunmetal screens, nothing like that. So we're going to go over there and do all their screens, every single one of them. And they want a contract, they can come down to the office and we can hammer out a contract. All these new developments they have all over Allentown. And I walk past and see all this stuff being developed, and I can see where our technology is going to work best in those areas. No, what I say frustrates some people, makes them angry. Because again, they don't want me to be on that level. Well, let me explain something to you. The devil may tell you this or that, but I'm here to tell you that God has told us that this is going to happen. Yep. Whether you like it or not. If you feel the need that you got to go on YouTube and make false demonstrations about my products, well, we'll just see you in court, that's all. And then you can give me all your possessions that you spent years on trying to accumulate, and if worst comes to worst, your freedom will go with it. It's the price you pay for doing dumb stuff. Remember, what you say, you're going to have to back up. There are people facing that right now. They're going to be in a courtroom with the judge. They have got to figure out, how in the world am I going to back this up? Consequences are going to be heavy for some people. So if you can't back that up, you're looking at some serious jail time. Depending on how long you've been doing it. Nobody wants to go through that nonsense. Life is too short to spend it in a little cell, going to the bathroom next to another man. You want to live the rest of your life that way? How would you rather live your life? Free or imprisonment? So, not worth it. Basic common sense at the end of the day. So if I'm doing all these evil deeds as claimed to be, then I wouldn't be prospering. My business wouldn't grow. God does not bless the hand of the wicked. Never has and never will. So it's not going to happen. Every time we turn around something, I remember one guy came and said, "Oh, you must not be making any money." At the end of the day, I'm building a company around this. I got investors coming on board for this. These cardboard PCs. And I got a buddy of mine into that origami, I think it is. He does some crazy stuff at the end of the day. He said, man, you got to bring me on board, man. I can build. He's actually going to build blueprints for PCs that you can build by printing them out. Yeah, I got some big boys coming on board for this. So, why not? If they can help me out, get to where I need to go at, you know what I mean? I can put some coin in a pocket and help them out on whatever they're doing. At the end of the day, they might need some extra income, and I need their expertise, so it works for everybody. Time to do something different and better. I was like that when I first started my business, before I even knew any of these jokers at the end of the day. That's the first reason why I started my company, all because of the screen I didn't want to spend money for. But it gets to a point where you get people that are full of hatred so much that they're just bent on, regardless, whatever you do, that they feel that they have to intervene and just try to make trouble for you. But I want to explain to you, if you haven't seen the wreckage already, if you haven't seen the outcome of how God handles people at the end of the day, then man, you're going to be just like Pharaoh when he decided to chase the children of Israel across the Red Sea. You will be crushed, and there'll be nothing left of you. It's a powerful, this reason why the servant is so interesting, because it talks about, because this man was bent on hatred, and hatred only leads to one thing: death and destruction. That's all it leads to. Nothing good comes out of it. You look at any heavy world leader, Napoleon, any of them. What happened to them in the end? None of them had victory. Every single one of them died a horrible death. Yep. There's no reward for it. There's no reward for it whatsoever. So, you're not going to get what you think you're going to get out of it. Nope. So what we're doing right here, we're putting in heavy. I forgot how I did this. I haven't done one of these in so long. I'm like, wait a minute. I know for a sec that we didn't just basically just put it onto the screen. That'd have been a headache, just squirting it up there and having to come down. We got to pile it heavy on the cardboard, and then we got to hit it. So I'm thinking, like, there's no way in the world I'm putting it on like that. And then I realized I haven't made one of these in a long while, these icicles. That's how it was. The outside has the more of a drip. The inside has the kind of like when you do spackling. It's the same thing. When you're doing spackling, same thing. That's what it is. But for those you don't know me, the reason why I make those statements like that because we had some YouTubers that were doing some things they really should not have been doing. They're way, way, way out of the box of basically beyond trolling into serious criminal charges, and some of them left. Yeah, but again, we put out a message for them just to let them know that you can't go too far. You really can't. You're in it. You're already in it already. The paperwork and documents were already filed with the courts, so you can't really go anywhere. Unless you plan to leave the states, that's the only way. Unless you leave the country, that's the only way. But other than that, you ain't going anywhere. I told you, I got people in my family that are bounty hunters. I got a friend of mine that's a bounty hunter. They're ex-military. That's what he chose to be. Some of them became police officers. Others became bounty hunters. Because again, I guess the thrill is still there and all that, But yeah, you'll get hunted. The bench warrant comes up on you and they find out about it. Guess what? You'll get a chance to meet one of my family members. You'll get a chance. Up close, personal experience with Black Ops 6. You will. Trust me. When I said they're very well trained, they are trained. Yep. I thought that was a video game. Yeah, okay. I've been to their little bunkers they have. Well, I can't say little. They're kind of big. 75 acres of freaking land is not freaking a sort of area. But yeah, they got some pretty cool stuff out there, man. Pretty good stuff. Got a chance to fire off some really, really cool weapons. Some nice stuff out there. Because they're going to collect. Why not? You know what I mean? I would. I'd be collecting my behind off. If I can get military clearance on some of the stuff that they could get, oh, heck yeah. That 50 cal sniper rifle, I think it's freaking huge. Like what? That thing's designed for a tank. There's no way in the world you're shooting a person with that thing. It's too big. Freaking bullets are like 8 inches long. You know how big an 8-inch bullet is? What a 3-pound bullet. There's no way in the world you're hitting with anybody with that thing. That's a tank killer. That's designed to take out a vehicle or aircraft or whatever, but that's a huge freaking gun. Milk carton looks like a Captain Crunch box. It really does. I was like, sheesh. The recoil on that thing is brutal. I seen a person stand up and fire that thing off. I seen he was a big guy. That's a lot of recoil. Even when you're on the ground, the earth shakes from underneath of you when you fire that thing off. It's literally a cannon. That thing is a freaking cannon. But yeah. I got a chance. I didn't get a chance to fire it off. No. I ain't got the weight for it, man. I probably dislocated a shoulder on that thing. Then she can fire that thing off, and she don't even that big. The freak must be used to the impact. Jeez, you feel it made your feet rattle. That's how the impact is insane on that thing. I was like, sheesh. That's why you seen the smoking aces on that thing, man. The travel distance on one of them is freaking insane. The scope on it is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, they got some interesting toys over there, man. Oh, I'll tell you something real funny. So, this is when my mother was in the senior citizen home. There's a metal detector they have out there. So, when they come down, they have to disarm. They usually carry all the time. When you're in that area, like government buildings and stuff like that, usually some of them do have clearance to walk through a government building. I'm not going to say which ones do, but some of them do have clearance. But anyway, when we're going in there, they definitely disarm. So, they're taking their guns off and put them in the car, and all that stuff they have in the car, hidden compartments, all kinds of stuff they have in there, right? And we're in the elevator going up, and one says, uh-oh, I got one on me. I'm like, how the frick you have one on you? Because we went through a metal detector. Her gun is plastic. Even the bullets are plastic. The whole thing is plastic. You have an idea how expensive those guns are? They're super freaking expensive, but she has a plastic gun. I was like, where the frick you get that from? Like, I thought it was like, it's a 3D print. Like, no, it's a real gun. Yep, the metal detector couldn't pick it up. That's the one. It's the ops. She has a plastic gun. Wow, it's looking kind of icy up in there today. Whew. Getting really icy up in there. Icy up in there. And we're going to put some pipes on the side, and we're going to put some of that silver on the side here. And there it's going to be pretty cool. When we get done, Ice Boy's going to get a really good hookup. And we get the fan. I still can't believe that I actually cut a perfect hole from one side to the next. Because mind, there is no way to figure it out. Unless you have one of those, I forgot the tools, when you put it in the middle, you turn it around, and then you get the round circle and everything. But yeah, I had to pretty much line it up, blindsided on the other side. And I actually perfect. Like, what the freak? I'm proud of that one. It's a proud moment for Mr. Bird. Might not be a proud moment for others, but it's a proud moment for me. Because even if you're off, it doesn't make a difference. Air is still going to pull from the radiator system. But we got a fan going in there. That's going to look pretty cool. Someone was asking me to build a castle. They want a castle PC. That is not really hard to do. But that would be super, super fun to do at the end of the day. Oh, man. And they don't care the size. They want a really big, like, castle PC. They want a moat, and they want they want it in actions. They want people fighting and all that stuff. That would be pretty cool. I would love to build something like that. We got one for Warhammer. A Warhammer fight scene display. So I'm like, that's interesting. I wanted a Warhammer. Oh, man, just thought about that. That would be sick for the i9 processor. We built a Warhammer set like a bunker. And we have the hordes coming in and them fighting the hordes. Oh, man, that'd be freaking sick. That is freaking sick. We can even put in a plexiglass area somewhere we can have the ground like it's lighting up, like it's on fire, basic explosions are going. Oh, man, that'd be sick. That really isn't that hard to do when you think about it. Imagine this being the box right here, right? This is the platform right here, right? What we could do is we can take an area, cut it out. It doesn't make a difference, zigzag or whatever, and put a piece of plexiglass underneath of it. And then we can basically build this design around it, put cracks into it, because it'll look like this cannonball or whatever they carry, these catapults of fire. One going up in the air, you can do that easily by using clear pipe cleaners to make it look like it's in the air. And coming back down, and we can have it crashing, and we have lights underneath of it, like the ground is actually breaking up from the heat from this explosion. That's really easy to do. Yeah. That'd be some tedious work at the end of the day, but that's what we like. Shoot, we can do pirate shit fighting back and forth. And I think we got a new thing going on here, like a whole different setup of PC we can do. I mean, people have been doing some crazy stuff. I know I've seen some really, really wild and amazing stuff on some of these guys who build these PC setups. But that, that's not a bad idea. So yeah, we got some pretty interesting offers on different ones that want to be built. We don't even have a price because we don't even know. Honestly, we don't even know. And again, like I said, there we go. They're interested in the gaming screens, because the guy was like, is there any way we can incorporate a screen into the setup? That's really not that hard to do. Not at all. So we're going to be, I wanted that before, or incorporate our new technology into our setups. That's what I want to do. I know some people don't like it when I say projection. With that, you don't like the fact that we make the most advanced technology now? There's no one there to challenge us. You know that, right? We don't have anybody. I mean, literally, I'm still searching. I have paid people to search and find companies for us. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. We do need a challenge, so. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, you're going to have to accept it. If you don't like, for those people, just these people, if you don't like what I say at the end of the day, then how about you make a screen paint to come against me? All right, put a deadline in. You have until the end of this year to bring me something. Try to find something. I would shoot for our highest screen, which would be AdTech. You don't know what the Omegas are going to look like yet, so you can't even go there. But I would shoot for AdTech, which means you're going to have to absorb sunlight to do it. That's it. That's it. Instead of whining and crying, because we get these guys to come on my channel, and they will cry for days about everything. Instead of whining and crying about it, figure it out. Make a screen, put it on eBay, and I'll go pick it up. And I don't think at the end of the day you're going to charge a ton of money for it, because no, I need testing. I need a lot of testing. I want you to show me this thing actually does work before we leave you money. And that's what you do. Which means, if you don't like testing to begin with, well, it's not for you. Because you're going to be doing a lot of testing. You're going to have to at least somewhere between, I'd say roughly about maybe 60, 70 videos, all of them done live, so everybody can see your work. And if that freaks you out, well, it should. Don't freak us out, because, oh, shit, I got to do this right here. Because I like to do it. That's what I do. I like to do it. So that's it. What's the point of you wasting your time and your day getting angry at me because we make advanced technology in screen paints. How about you give me a run for my money and make something? I'm not talking about get on camera and point to a dinky ceiling and go, oh, look, the lights are on. It works at the end of the day. We do that stuff outside. So, again, you're going to have to show me something super crazy impressive, which means you're going to have to beat some of those match and better demonstrations. It could be worth. You might have to do that sunbather. You ever seen that video before? Jeez, man. Talking about setting the bar up so nobody can touch it. Yeah, 1,000 lumen projector perched outside of a window soaked in sunlight. You know the lumen count drops dramatically when you do that? Then you're going to have to punch through 2 planes of glass, which you have double-sided glass, but some people do, some people don't. That doesn't really make a difference. Travel 13 feet, go through a 1,000-watt light bulb, and hit a screen. Yeah, it's called a sunbather. So, you think that's worse? Wait till we find the Casio demonstrations. Those were nightmares for people. We had a Casio projector outside on a deck 11 feet high, and the screen was laying flat to the ground. You know how much ambient light hits a screen when it's laying flat to the ground? There's nothing to protect it. I got to find that demonstration. We're definitely making that a challenge. The minute I find it, because on my YouTube channel, we find that Casio demonstration. I don't know what I named it, but I'm going to make it a challenge right from the door. That's a doozy. That's one you can sit there and cry for about a couple of hours. Why? And that's going to be pretty much. Why? Anyway, let's get back to some more important news right at the end of the day. We got new screen paints coming out. We got gaming technology coming out. And I'm going to be on site. Actually, I was going to do it at one place just to get my feet wet, but I decided to do 4. 4 different locations. Why not? We have the technology. You know, all the environments I walked in, we can thrive in it with no problem whatsoever. Because we're used to being in commercial environments. Man, that's a good feeling at the end of the day. Knowing your stuff is actually tested and does work. That is absolutely fantastic. That's a good feeling. Like I said, when you know your stuff works at the end of the day, that is a good feeling. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside. And when you wake up ready to say, yeah, I love Mr. Rogers. I love that, man. That's a good feeling when you know your stuff works. I don't know how in the world people do it on those screens. Like, how? Like, I know you have to have the environment. Aren't you afraid somebody might turn a light on in that environment? You're stuck to wash out. Man, I couldn't imagine being on site doing that. That's why they got those environments so dark like that. Whew, that would freak me out, man. Freak me out. Freak me out. How are we going to put this whole fan? Oh, we're going to do a Velcro system in here. That's what I'm doing here. I gotta get that corner of that corner is bugging the crap out of me. It's extra bugging. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new, and I will have more ideas for you, and we'll have things we want to talk about. I will too. You know, you make each day a special day. You ever watch Mr. Rogers, people? Come on, you haven't watched Rogers, man. You missed out on life. Rogers, man. Some of y'all missed out on the good stuff, man. You had Captain Noah, Captain Kangaroo. There's a lot of captains at that particular time. Captain Noah. Send your pictures to dear old Captain Noah. One I didn't like was freaking Bozo the Clown. What the freak, really? Who came up with that? Well, I guess at that particular time they were good with that one. But then again, that freaking Howdy Doody was freaking creepier than a mother. You ever seen the old ones? You go right back to the old ones they had back in the day. I mean, pretty sure that's what they had to do. I mean, they didn't have the technology. We had the day to make everything go better. But then clouds they still jacked up. But anyway, Bozo? Bozo was freaking scary as I don't know what. And what was the other one? What's his name? I just said his name a few minutes ago. Oh, that'll pop in my head later on. But anyway. Yeah, them old freaking joints are freaking creepy. Like Five Nights at Freddy kind of creepy. Animatronic robots. Anyway. Yeah. Howdy Doody. Yeah, Howdy Doody. Yeah, that was a creepy puppet. That was a really creepy puppet. I mean, back then people didn't consider that was a creepy puppet, but that was a creepy puppet. I'll tell you something I find really interesting about companies and advertisement. How to sell a product that's color when you have a TV that's black and white. That you got to admit, those people back then had to be the best salespeople on the face of the planet. You can sell an object and get people in their head to see the color when the TV is actually in black and white. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing that you can do that. I watch those old commercials and they talk about the different colors and stuff like that. Do you know at one point before the color TV came out, they had these little screens that you could basically put onto your screen to give yourself color. They're off by a lot, but anyway, it was just interesting to see that you can definitely pick up some kind of color before color TV was actually invented. Oh shoot, no, it wasn't that far back. Pretty sure I wasn't that far back. Maybe it's just because I was a kid and I just had a black and white TV at the time. I wonder when the color TV came out. What year did the color TV come out? The first television set was produced in 1954, but the television had demonstrated early as 1920s. So 1920 had a television? But 1954 would be television, RCA development, RCA. Big fun TV. You know, it's funny because when TV came out, radio basically was still in that. It was going to become dead. Because again, mind you, radio was in everyone's homes. That's what people did back then. They all huddled around the radio and they did all kinds of shows and stuff like that, all on radio, so people listened to it. And then when the television came out, radio was fearing that it was going to become obsolete because people now can see pictures. But it wasn't perfect when it came out. I mean, basically, you had broadcasts, but the signal was still extremely horrible. Those of you who knew up in the rabbit ear decade, like I did, where basically you had your brother hold it and put tinfoil and everything else you could think of on it just to get the reception to come up, or climb up on your roof and then kill yourself on an antenna that was bigger than you, swaying back and forth in the wind. Yeah, that area, the coaxial cable era. Yeah. Then they came with the amplifier antennas, the digital antennas. You know, they had this one that you just sit on the back of your TV. That's when TVs converted from 720p to 1080p. The digital. They got rid of the analog setup, the analog signal. Gen Z wouldn't know anything about that, just so you know. I tried to explain that one literally to them, like, you know, at one point there was no 1080p broadcast signal. Everything was like 720p and below. And they were like, really? I was like, yeah, really, yeah. I explained in the history on TV, you know, because of TV and its invention, you wouldn't have what you have on your phone. Because those of you remember the brick phones coming up, because I do, I had a brick phone coming up. I had the brick in the bag phone. There was no such thing as, I think it was, we didn't have anything you have on your phone now. The only thing you had pretty much was call waiting. That was written. Caller ID didn't even exist yet. And you know how much money you paid? Oh man, I swear, when I hear people talking about, oh, my phone bill's so expensive. No, your phone bill ain't jack at the end of the day. Your phone ain't jack. If you grew up in the era I grew up, where you call prepaid, not the prepaid. I mean prepaid when cell phones, brick phones first came out. We're talking about $4 a minute for incoming and outgoing, which means if I call you, you're going to pay $4 a minute. And if you call me, you're going to pay $4 a minute. I mean, yeah, how expensive $4 a minute is. That's a lot of money. Yeah, that's why people talk about, yeah, unless you had serious money. The only people who had brick phones at a particular time was, well, people of business, and then there were people of business. Let's put that in another way. So let me see. It gave me a documentary. First color TV came out. Man, the first color TV came out in April of 1954. I was born in 68, so it was out before I came out. My mother was born in 1936, somewhere in that time, so she was out before the color TV came out. Matter of fact, let me see. They didn't have a TV when she was coming up. They didn't. TVs were out, but they didn't have one yet. She grew up on an RCA radio, old-fashioned RCA radio back in the day. Still ran the old tubes back in the day. Heck, even the TVs ran the home tubes because you had to wait for it to warm up. It would make this sound would start up. And then remember the static would come off the screen. Oh man, I kind of forgot all that stuff at the end of the day. Really forgot all that. Wow. And I remember TV used to cut off. It didn't stay on all night. And then when you had it, before you even had What you have now, the streaming you have now, which is much cheaper. When you had cable, cable was freaking expensive because it's the only one that could give you all those channels. Way before Dish came out, you had cable. And the cable boxes back then were these wooden boxes. They didn't even have digital at the time. Little buttons you could press at the top. But there were wooden boxes, fake wood, you know what I'm talking about the other day. But they hooked up to a coaxial cable. They didn't hook up to no HDMI, none of that stuff. You didn't have that back then. Gee whiz, it's crazy when you can go back and remember that much stuff like that. That is really interesting. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember getting cable. A guy went up and hooked everything up and connected it to the coaxial cable. We saw HBO. You had Cinemax. You had Showtime. You didn't have all those crazy channels, just what you just had. And there was no Cartoon Network. There was none of that, didn't even exist then. That was freaking cool to grow up in that era. The fact that you can watch your movies at home, blockbusters at home. Not like right off the bat when they come to the movies, but you know what I'm talking about. You had access to all that. You know, regular TV didn't have that. But even regular TV was entertaining because you had The Love Boat. You had freaking Chips. You had freaking Fantasy Island. You know, you had these nice shows. You had soap operas and cartoons and all that stuff. And there was a thing called, way before you had cartoons like the Cartoon Network, you had the Saturday morning lineup, which came on every Saturday. They had this lineup right around the time when you were going back to school. They had the Saturday morning lineup on what was going to be coming out with Hanna-Barbera and all these different cartoons and stuff. And Saturday morning was just chock full of cartoons. Roughly then it gets around, close to around past 12 o'clock, then you get into more like Creature Double Feature and Kung Fu Theater and all that stuff like that, and you get into that stuff right there. But other than that, most of the day, early in the morning, be cartoons on, the Smurfs, Q*bert, all that stuff, man. Space Ghost, all that stuff. And then the reason why that died out because of cable killed that. Cable killed Saturday morning cartoons because it was just right there, and it was a big demand, and everybody had cable. But cable was super crazy expensive. It was not cheap. And the reason why cable is so cheap now is because now they're competing. Technology constantly competes with itself if you watch it. Just streaming. The streaming now is so cheap that cable's having a hard time competing with that. Because now you can just stream it. You can just go on your phone. You have to have somebody come in and hook up wires and cables and pay for money for installation and rent out a box. You just have somebody come in and just go in and just hook up your internet. That's basically about it. And boom, you can just basically stream whatever you want. And now you have the new mobile internet, which you don't have to have somebody come in and do installments. They just send this unit to your house. You just hook it up, put the serial numbers and the password on, and boom, you're online. T-Mobile. Verizon has it. All of them have it now. A cell phone signal that bounces off a satellite that connects into your house, which is interesting because they didn't have it first. You know, at it first, Cricket had it first. Cricket had a system that bounced off the satellite. It was a little thumb drive that you can plug into your computer, and it would basically give you an IP address, and you type in for it, and you can actually log in. Cricket had it first, but then later came up with it. And this is why I love Tech Junkie, because you know all that stuff at the end of the day. Yes. Even I was back there when they had the 45s, the 76s, the 78s. I remember they brought out that little tiny adapter that you can stick into the 45s. You can actually play it on your record player. 8-track players, reel-to-reel players. I think as far as I go back would be the records. It'd be the records. Yep. Because people didn't have. My father had a whole huge stereo system. It was almost like 7 feet long. It was all wooden cabinet. It had a record player. It had a AM and FM stereo system in it, and it had speakers on each side. I remember having you open up the top. They had a little area tray where you put all those needles in, and sometimes they would listen to music, but majority, most of the time, they'd be listening to records. And you could stack all your records in. So records was the way to go then. I mean, I say records to this day, I would prefer them over the digital music. I would. And on top of that, when you got records, man, you got an entire album, man. You got the entire cover of the band, and sometimes you got items in with it, man. And you got a whole display. Man, today, whatever. Yep, you got a whole display. Sometimes they would fold out, and you fold out, they would actually turn into these large pictures and designs and stuff like that, like AC/DC and Foghat and the Doors and stuff like that. Yep, records. I remember my friends bringing records to school. That's the first time I heard AC/DC. One of my friends brought AC/DC to school. We went to the library because the only place you could play that was the library. The library had a record player. It had these huge headsets, these huge stereo headsets with a giant coil attached to it. Had a plug about that big on it. Plug that in, and we all sit back and we would just listen. So how they would do it, they would have a conjunction box with a whole bunch of those plugs in it, and that would plug into the system. And you would just basically just sit back and we just listen to AC/DC. That's how I know about the Doors. Because the guy's like, you ever hear about the Doors, man? I've never heard of the Doors, man. I'm going to go to the library, man. I'm going to check this out, man. It's going to be freaking a blast when we listen to the Doors. Yep. And if you think bass, that's how we talk back then. Hey, dude, and they do whatever, yeah. And then Gen Z wants to explain to me about how music works. Okay, not saying all Gen Zs are like that, not saying that, but the majority of the ones I've actually met, I like to introduce them to like older technology to see what they do with it. It is freaking hilarious. It's so cute at the end of the day. Like, you don't know how to work that. How do you know how to work a payphone? It's self-explanatory. It literally says you put a coin in, you press buttons, that's it. How? Do we not know how to work this? I remember the dumbest thing I seen where the girl was asking about how do you plug your USB, and how you plug your USB into this jack. And it's actually a jack for a phone jack. Yeah. I'm not saying all of them, I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying. Because the reason why they're not going to, first of all, they're not going to be figured out because, well, then again, no, I can't really say it to tell you the truth. Because honestly, I mean, you could, or technology I don't know how to work. Well, not. If you brought out some high-end technology, yeah, I would be baffled over until I figure out how it works. So no, you can't really say at the end of the day because they wouldn't know anything about that because they weren't born in that era. So it would be, to be fair, how would they know? But I'd say before you post a YouTube video, and I would suggest you look it up. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just go all out and say, where do they put the jack at for this? Yeah, I would suggest you look that up first before making that statement. But anyway. Yes, technology is the way it is. Remember when you had the 8-track players? Anybody remember those? The 8-track players you had in your car? And you had to have a crate full of all your music in there? Same thing. They used to have record players in cars too. The older cars had 45s in them. Some of the cars had record players in them. Yep, that's way back. Question, how did they keep it from skipping? Because, man, you couldn't get a CD player to keep from skipping. I remember the CD players came out, you hit something, and go, and on the back, somebody in the back like, remix. Even with the anti-skip, that crap didn't work. That crap never freaking worked. I remember I bought a Sony with anti-skip. It still skipped. It skipped less, but it still skipped. Yep. The years of the technology, man. Then you had those huge speakers. Sometimes you had the Pioneer speakers, the black ones. They had the whole stereo system set up. You had the whole rack system, stereo rack system. It was then when you had stereo rack system. Pioneer and JVC had the best. They had the best. If you had a Pioneer JVC, you had a nice rack system. More components you had in your rack, the more fancy, more expensive it was. You had to hook all that stuff up. Today, I mean, what are you hooking up today? Soundbar, an optical line, maybe that's pretty much it. Maybe 3.0, whatever. That's all you're hooking up. Yeah, try the era of basically the rack system. Man, you had to be a rocket scientist to hook all that stuff up. Everything had to be daisy chained so it all connected together. So you had basically your receiver. You had receiver, you had preamp, cassette player. There was roughly around the time of the CD players, and they had the CD players attached to them. 10-band graphic equalizer. Imagine trying to, and people, if you think about it, if you had a 10-band graphic equalizer, you knew how to work it. You know how to bring your highs up, your lows, your mids, everything just right, so the music was just perfectly balanced. Like I said, today now, it ain't like the music back then was way better than the sound of music. The older equipment is way better than the music you're hearing now. That's why it costs more. Go out and try to see how much a tube amp will cost you. Far more than what it would cost you on a receiver today. What you get in those boxes, that all-in-one system with the soundbar, the Sony Alto, whatever it is, that sounds nothing compared to that vintage hardware. That vintage hardware sounds way better than that. Way better. That's why it costs more. But anyway, yeah, you had preamp, amp, preamp, and then the preamps could be stackable. So you can stack those amps up. Yeah, 700 watts amps, 1,000 watt amps, stack them, daisy chain them. Then you had this before you had the CD player came out. Then you had the CD player. Most people had the 5 disc player because you can rotate 5 discs back and forth, which is actually pretty cool. But sometimes the disc would get jammed from time to time. And then people had the single. Remember the magazines? They had the magazines. You could slap them into the magazine and punch the whole magazine in there, and you could run 4 discs or 5 discs at the same time, or 20 discs at the same time. And they had the magazines. I want to look up some of this stuff. I'm gonna build me one of these systems. And then they had, if you had it with that, but most likely they didn't have the magazines that come along at that particular time when they had the rack systems. It was pretty much the, no, they did have it. Later on, they did have them. I think so, they did have them. But then most likely, if you had the older ones start off with a record player. They all had record players on them. Majority, most of them, the real had a record player with it, dual cassette player, receiver, preamp, and then you had 10-band graphic equalizer. And your graphic equalizer was like this freaking big. It was huge. Yeah. Then you had your paper comb speakers. You didn't get no speakers. You didn't get a subwoofer, a separate subwoofer. You can get a sound bar or surround back and front speakers. That two big speakers you had were your subwoofers and your highs and lows at the same time, and it worked perfectly too. Retro Pioneer rack system. I'm gonna buy one of these. Now, if you got like the real serious stuff, then you're going back to the 60s and 70s, more like roughly around the 70s. This is where you get into reel to reel. You bet your Sony Altos was expensive. If I'm saying that correctly? No, one of these systems right here cost way over a couple $1,000 easily. So you get real sound. The guy, that was that. He had a setup in there that was, I say, about $60,000 setup, easy. See, people, there you go. That is beauty right there. Look at that equalizer. Ooh, man. That'll put your system, I don't care what kind of system you got. Put your system to shame. This is what you call man. I got a place that I go to that I check out this for the event. I'm gonna get me one of these systems one day. Tube amp amplifier. Wow, man. These are ones that cost that money. Look at that setup right there. This is where I see what people have the Stonehenge effect. People have this OLED TVs. You have these big speakers that wrap around your screen. Tiny screen, big sound. And we call it the Stonehenge effect. Wow, that's Pioneer graphic equalizer. And yeah, you know how to run all that. You know how to put your highs and lows just right. Tweak your sound so it sounds perfectly. You don't even do that now. You don't even have an equalizer anymore. And paper combs. How much does it cost? Oh, the amplifier. How much is a tube amp? Tube amplifier. Tube amplifier receiver. How much is a tube amplifier receiver? I'll show 2 amps. Alright, it's a cheap one. They can roughly run about that price right there. Because they have the old-fashioned 2 amps. I want to get one of those so badly. Tube amp. How much for the tube amp receivers? There you go. That's what they run for. And depending on the name of it, Because you get the cheaper ones, but no, you're talking about the real deal. The real tube amps. Not the cheap ones, so they make some fake ones 139, 170. No. I'm talking about the real deals. They're about $4,000 or $5,000 receivers just for that one piece. Each one of those pieces they had on that system or them rack systems, they can easily cost you $3,000, $4,000 per unit. You're talking about roughly, yeah, the guy downstairs who had a setup like that, that's a $60,000 setup. And the speakers for them are freaking unfreaking believable. High performance horn speakers. I don't know what the big ones are, towers. High performance tower speakers. No, these ain't good. Nope. Let's go up. $60,000 speakers. There we go. Now you're talking. This is what they're going to talk about. You see those speakers? You see them anytime you go up and you see these speakers over in Facebook. That's what they run for. These are high performance speakers. Usually we use them on that setup. So you see some speakers that have a weird shape to them, shaped like a bottle or something like that. Yeah, those particular goofy looking speakers can cost you around $200,000 for those speakers. Yep, and every time I would go into these channels, I would see this amazing silver amp setup with reel to reel and all these speakers and stuff. And that's these weird, crazy bottleneck Coca-Cola looking speakers. And these things, I look them up and I'm like, what? How much did you pay for those things? Like $200,000 for them. But the sound out of them, unbelievable. Like I said, I know the Sony toast, what you call that thing at the end of the day, it's supposed to be it's high and whatever. No. It's like God himself is singing interior. That's how amazing those things are. Guy downstairs had something like that. I was looking at him. I've seen those speakers before. I was like, what do they sound like? He turned them things on. I was like, gee whiz Louise. Yep, it's a big difference. Big difference. Don't get me. The Sony are beautiful speakers. They are. They're amazing speakers. They are incredible speakers. But not next to those. But you see why they cost $200,000. But he was a big time in that. He was explaining to me about how the sound ricochets off the walls and all this stuff, and how old the building and the structure was, and all that stuff like that. Because they know their surroundings, literally know their surroundings, what the walls are made of, the original concrete, and how old they've been, the history on it. I'm like, geesh, this guy's really into music. Come on, baby, grab my car. Oh, it's pretty cool. So I've seen some pretty cool stuff. So that was pretty awesome. But I'm happy that he was about my age too. He came from the same era I came from. So understood. Because I'm sitting up there talking about my system. And I'm like, man, I got my system pretty loud. And I was like, he says, no, I want to show you something. I said, geez, what the freak? Yeah, that thing was freaking amazing. We had some weirdo that was contacting my phone. He's probably in the room right now. I guarantee you. And they're all bottled up, aren't you, buddy? I know you want to call me up and you want to rant and complain. Aren't you married at the end of the day? Don't you have a wife or something that you can go to and have these conversations with? I'm pretty sure she don't want to hear it because we don't want to hear it. I'm pretty sure she don't want to hear it. He would contact me with the weirdest stuff you ever thought on your planet. Like, really? Crazy stuff. He would be arguing with me literally about the stuff I just talked about already. He disagrees with it. You disagree with it? All right, here you go. This is what you do. Start a YouTube channel. Do the same thing I'm doing. That's what you do. And be careful. Just explain things, because what I read based on those conversations you sent over to me, you had no idea what the freak you were talking about. Sat there and said, I don't believe that the corporation of Sony would ever do. Really? So you don't. Corporation would basically stab somebody in the back and just basically just do berserk, weird, jacked up stuff along the way. All right, someone's been living under a rock for the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Yeah, right. I worked at some food industry restaurants that make your hair stand up on the back of your neck if you knew half the stuff that went on with your food. This is why I pray over my stuff, man. I pray, number one, because I'm thankful the Lord gave it to me. But number two, I pray over that God forbid that nothing didn't go on in that kitchen that I basically witnessed down to the time that I was working in the kitchen. Because, man, I'm telling you to make it. I got three of them. One I can tell. The other two I have to take to my grave. I couldn't even tell you what it was. It was something that bad. Absolutely that bad. You couldn't even imagine. Like, you literally couldn't imagine. And I had people try to guess what it is. Like, no. You couldn't even imagine how bad it was. I quit my job, though. Yeah, the song that? Yeah, I took my apron off and quit. It was that bad. That freaking bad. Yeah, you couldn't imagine what goes on in them places. I'm going to tell you something. Golden rule is, what you don't know can't hurt you. Literally, in orientation, had a chef tell us that before we walked in the kitchen, and said that people drop food on the floor all the time. Explained to him he worked on this cruise ship, and they had a bunch of senators on this cruise ship, and he explained how the guy dropped all the salads coming up the stairs, and they rearranged them, put them right back on that plate, and they fed them to him. There wasn't enough time. He said there wasn't enough time to redo them again. So they fed him. Another thing you never do, never get nasty with people who make your food. You've heard that 1,000 times. I see people getting ignorant people, nasty with them, call them names and stuff. They're making your food. That's like getting nasty with your mechanic. Or before you go under the knife, insulting your surgeon. You're kind of asking for it. And I see that all the time. People go in and scream and yell, and then you go back to the same restaurant you caused all that trouble in. Ah, yeah. You just don't know. You really don't know. You know, I ain't saying all restaurants. I can't claim all of them. That's not, I don't know who does what, but I do know the ones that I worked in. If you got nasty with any of the workers, you got a special meal coming to you. A special meal. Yep. Yes, sirree. And sometimes even the boss will see it and turn a blind eye because you're a jerk at the end of the day and they feel you deserve it. Yep. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Never get nasty with people making food. Why would you do that? That's the dumbest thing. People be screaming and yelling at people and yelling and carrying on and acting like, okay. Oh, man, I'm glad I'm not in your shoes at the end of the day. One time I had a brother-in-law basically act stupid and on the microphone system at a freaking takeout window, acting like he was stuttering, like he couldn't say the word right, messing with the person. Like, nope, I'm not ordering from here. You couldn't pay me enough money to eat from here now. Because, man, you messed up our food at the end of the day. Who knows what they're doing with their stuff back there? I'm not doing that. And people think at the end of the day, well, the supervisor will see. A supervisor can't see everything that goes on. Half the time, supervisor is not even in the back room in the kitchen. He pops in there every once in a while. That's it. Head chef's back there, but the head chef, most of the time, he's not even watching you. He's too busy cooking. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong back there. No one's watching you 24/7. People drop food all the time. I seen people when I was working at Pizza Hut, they dropped food one time on the floor. And the manager was right there. He says, well, you know what? We ain't got time to fix this mess, so they're not going to know. What can hurt? There you go. Lie to not where you're not. And people worked at other restaurants, they could tell you the same thing. Like, yeah, I don't know about that. If you got a friend of yours who refuses to eat at a restaurant because he worked there, then I would not eat at that restaurant ever with him. Without him, I wouldn't go there, period. Yeah. Inventory issues. Another thing I've seen with inventory issues, where they don't rotate food. You're supposed to rotate your inventory, but some places don't rotate inventory. I remember, like I told you, being up freaking, we was working late, and I'm being up at 11 o'clock at night, digging through the trash for unbruised fruit and mints. Wash everything down and put it right back in it, right there. We dug that stuff out of the trash. So yeah, I remember going through that too. Yeah, and this was the owner who had us digging through trash for condiments and unbruised fruit. Wash everything down and put it right back up there. Yep, because you might not want to eat that apple. You might throw it in the trash, man. They'll clean that apple off and put it right back in there. Got reprocessed trash. Yep. And I'm looking at him like, really? And he was like, are you going to pay for it? Are you going to take it out of your check? And I was like, no, I ain't going to take it on my check. So, okay then. Get the digging. Yeah. So if you know somebody work at a restaurant, have a nice little talk with them. Say, hey, would you eat there? And they're like, nope. I pack my own food. I pack my own lunch. They packing their own lunch, even though you work at a restaurant. You already know. I already know from the door. Don't ever, 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 ever eat there. Ever. Gotta pray over your food. That's what you gotta do. You don't know what's going on with your stuff. I ain't trying to give you paranoia, but it's just basic common sense. Like I told you about this all-you-can-eat buffet. You lost your freaking mind. You would never ever catch me at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Never ever. I did it a couple times and I saw something, and that was the end of it. That did it for me. I'm done. And now I look for those certain features that I've seen working in restaurants with these buffets. Anything that matches anything, I don't eat there. Nope. No reason. You got to remember, Sneeze Guard is for the adults, not for the kids. Unless they got one of them little fences that pop up, you know, little fence that got all the way around. You wonder what that's for. That's so when Johnny comes over, or Susie takes their hands and they stick it up and they sneeze, they're in direct contact with the food. That's why they're there. But if you don't see them in there, yeah, guess what? It's time to go. Because anyone can sneeze in that. I've seen grown adults lick a spoon and stick it right back inside of the macaroni salad. That nasty stuff at the end of the day. And it's interesting because when you're in a restaurant, you know, you see all this stuff because, you know, mostly when you go and eat, you're focused on your family and friends and stuff like that. When you work there, you're just constantly just staring at people, looking at them, you know, and you got downtime, you're just sitting there chilling, just looking at people, watching them eat. And then you just walk over and look at the salad bar. You look at the salad bar, the buffet, it's a non-ending palette of entertainment going on over there. It's non-stop. Non-stop going on over there. Some jacked up stuff. That whole freaking chocolate fountain, no. Pay me enough money to go near that thing. Kids stick their fingers in it. Adults stick their fingers in there. Lick their fingers, stick it back in there. Oh. Yeah, nope. I wouldn't even do a chocolate fountain in my own place with family at the end of the day. No, I don't want my brother to do chocolate fountain by myself. Just me by myself. At the end of the day. That's the only way you can enjoy your chocolate fountain. Unless you're not cool with your kids. You're cool with your kids at the end of the day. Some people drink out of it from behind their kids. I couldn't do that, but still. That's your kid at the end of the day, so you know. But anyway, I couldn't do it. No, I seen my sister do it one time. I was like, ugh. My kids, I don't care. I'm not drinking after my kids. Anyway, I don't have them anyway. But anyway, so yeah, you see some interesting stuff, man. You'll tell you something. You sit back and you talk to anybody in charge of the buffet table, and after work, if you know these people, they will tell you nightmare stories that you believe goes on in the buffet. I know because I had to do it. Most people, if you're working as assistant chef, you have to either as a chef, if you got everything prepped, because I would prep all my stuff ahead of time. I would prep and then re-prep, which means I would have stuff already in there, backup. If we need it, was there. That gave me enough time to walk around the restaurant and do other stuff that I wanted to do. As long as I had him taken care of, he was good. That was it. Same thing if I worked a job and I didn't want to basically do any kind of assistant chef work, any kind of prep work, I would basically wash dishes. I would make sure that all the dishes were washed up, clean, right there on time for them to pick up. And the ones I would make sure the dishes were on, because I got free cookies and cakes at the end of the day, because I always made sure the pots and pans were always ready for them. Yeah, I got the hook up in there. I got a whole cake one time in there. And cookies and everything. I was hooking up with all kinds of stuff. Now watch this one, man. I lifted up. It was a half a cake underneath. I was like, oh. Yeah. That was awesome. But anyway, yeah, you see some stuff. And yeah, the buffet table. If they have some little tiny, like, little wall around it, like a little guard wall around it, that's for the kids. Because no adults going to basically sneeze into that thing. But yeah, that's for the kids. It also keeps them from basically taking their hands, and kids' hands are fast. Fastest hands on the face of the planet. And I don't know what. But they'll grab for stuff. If they can reach it, they'll grab for it. And do they take the whole thing out? If someone's out there on the floor and you can bring it to their attention, they'll take it, they'll get rid of it. On the floor, yeah, it's going to stay out there. Just put it that way. That's what's going to happen. The sneeze guard, like I said, only for adults. Anybody under the sneeze guard, they're going to hit the food. And I've seen it happen all the time. And if you sit there and say, oh, well, adults are basically civilized, no. I've seen people put cigarettes out in the whatchamacallit, all kinds of stuff. Lick off the spoon, stick it back in. I've seen all that mess. Yep. Stick their finger in it and lick off it. Oh, my goodness. What the freak? Yep. Come out of the bathroom, don't wash your hands, touch the spoons. That's how you get germs and all kinds of stuff that pop up. Wonder why you're sick the next day. That's why. Come right out of the bathroom, don't wash your hands, grab a spoon. You're going to touch too on top of that. You're going to wipe your face at the end of the day. They're going to wipe their nose. Some people sneeze and they rub their nose and they touch the spoon. Watch it all day long. I said, look at that, man. It's a freaking bacteria factory going over there. He said, yeah, it is. They ought to ban these things. They should. They're nasty. Now you're thinking now, when you go into a buffet, you can be looking for them guards now. You can look in there like, oh shoot, Mr. Burber's talking about some guards out here. Like they got the guards up there and everything. But watch, you're gonna spend the majority of your time staring at that table. I guarantee you. Watch, you're gonna see some jacked up stuff. You're gonna see some jacked up stuff. Never catch me at a buffet ever. That's when my family, hey, let's go to the Chinese buffet. Let's go to the buffet. I was like, oh heck no. Y'all go there. I'm gonna go over to McDonald's, which is still. Let's get something to eat. I'd rather eat at a place where they're making my food so I can see it. That's the only way I can really eat at a restaurant. I have to see them make the food. And thank goodness, the majority of the places I like to go to, they make the food right in front of me so I can see it. That's why you got to pray over your stuff, man. And at that, you know, if you think at the end of the day, okay, so even if you see the food, yeah, but you're talking about how healthy are they rotating the food in the back? Because you very well could have food in the freezer that could be rotten. It could be bad. It could have salmonella and E. coli in it, you know. I understand you can sue at the end, but some people don't make it for the lawsuit, and other people just get tore up in the process. Because, again, that whole process of getting food poisoning is jacked up. I did that thing twice. It is no freaking picnic. You don't know which way to go. You don't know whether to throw up or they have diarrhea at the same time. And then the worst of the worst is not even the diarrhea. It's the cold chills that set in. You ever had the cold chills? I got sick in the summertime from food poisoning at a picnic. That's why I'm careful about basically people's side dishes at the end of the day. You question that like left and right because everybody had a bad experience with a side dish. But it was in the summertime in the middle of a heat wave and I'm wrapped up with 2 hoodies on, 2 sets of sweatpants on, and socks. Freezing to death. Cold. As long as I stand still and I don't move, I'm good. But then when I move, it's like my whole entire body was just soaked in ice water. That's the worst ever. Just get through that freaking process. Go to sleep, wake up, and you're hot because you got all these clothes on, and then you move and you're freezing, and then you got to take everything off because your body is soaking wet, and your body's super cold because your temperature is like thrown off, and you're freezing to death. You got to go wash up, take a hot bath, and then you're still cold after coming out of the hot bath because everything's all screwed up, and you put all your clothes on, you're bundled up, and you go right back. And this happened in the freaking heat wave. Couldn't have the fan on, but I needed the fan on because I was hot and burning up at one point. I froze to death in there. Yeah, that was a jacked up moment to go through. All because somebody decided they didn't want to do their job correctly. Jacked me up in the process. But, you know, hey, I came out great on it. I sued him for $60,000, so I won. You know, it was a supermarket. Sued a supermarket. Because the bird was diseased. It was a diseased bird. They bleached the bird to make it look like it was normal. And thank goodness I didn't eat the whole thing. I left some of it behind. They had to test it at a lab and found out that the bird was diseased. It was a diseased bird. So they got sued. And they had to take the punishment. And what do I have to show for the money? Nothing. I blew it. That's what most people do when they're young. They just blow the money. Some people are smart enough to not blow the money. They'll sit there and save it. Those are the smart ones. But, you know, you always tell yourself at the end of the day, I'll always get more. And then, yeah, you don't get more for a while. Not like that. Yeah. He said there's something positive when I got hit by the car. When I got hit by the car, paid off my freaking loan. I don't have any loans, so I paid off my loan. Do we need something right there? Because at the end of the day, we are basically, I do want some stickers here though. I swear I can't get that song out of my head. It's a beautiful song though. That's all I'm hearing. That and the freaking Brady Bunch song, Sunny Day, is stuck in my head. All I have to do is just mention it one time, it's in my head. It's not a bad song, it's actually pretty good. Really, really good. You know, the Brady Bunch was a band at one point. Yeah? Sunshine Day. All right, so when I came on, pretty much self-explanatory, you know. Some people saying, well, you're not really explaining the build. Yeah, it's self-explanatory. I told you. Cardboard box. That's it. If you saw the video, you saw me build it. So again, I'm not going to go over the video. If you saw the video, you saw me building. Go in there and watch the video. I can put the whole thing together. And this is basically the frost job we're doing right now. Basic silicone paint, caulking paint. That's basically about it. And this right here is your paintbrush. Put it on heavy in the corners. Put it on heavy in the corners. You smooth up, smooth up, smooth up, smooth up. Just like spackling, smooth up, smooth up. You don't want it, but you want to keep it rough. And then basically put it on heavy in the corners, and you just tap it with this piece of cardboard. That'll give it a nice rough texture to it. In corners, you want to build up, and in areas, you want to lighten up. You're going to put it on real heavy, and then you want to hit to get that drip look, that icy, drippy look. The drippy look. That's what you want to do it. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And then that's stage one. Well, actually, this one's different. So this is a stage one, because we got the boom. This is a this is a stage oh wait a minute, we got to put that high fluorescent kind of glitter stuff on it so it shines a little bit in certain areas. And that's one part. First we got to paint it all white, and we got to come back in and we got to put that high fluorescent glitter in certain areas. Then we got to put a white glow, just a white UV glow we got to put in there so the ice lights up in certain areas. And then we got to go back over the whole thing with silicone so it looks like it's frozen. Because that's what looks like ice, that clear silicone. God, that stuff is so toxic. I'm glad I don't have to do this one small part right here. I might do this thing outside. But anyway, and the outside is pretty much going to be all silver. There's going to be that silver tape that you use for basically for insulation, because we need to throw like a refrigerator on the outside. Then we're going to get a silver fridge. Yeah, make it like an industrial ice box. You ever seen the industrial ice box for restaurants or silver outside? Then we got piping system. We have to put around here. But you see toilet paper rolls to do the piping system here, here, and here. Come down here, here. Two glass doors here and here. Got our beverages in there and make it look realistic. Put a fan over there with little tassels that come off of it. You know, with the fans blowing. It's like it's air in there. Put a filter so you can't see the other side, but air can push through with no problem. Put a fan on the opposite side of that right there. Motherboard goes right here. Liquid cooling system goes here, and this has to be done to look like a refrigerator. So bottom line, it's going to match the interior we have here. We're going to have here. All of it's going to be silver. Going to have a little bit, and then we got pipes coming out with little frost coming off the pipes, and pipe frost coming to the pipes there. And then right there, we're going to put an LED display here to show the temperature control here and how cold it is in there, which actually just basically just to have some fun. And then the gauge we have here, there's a part that I can connect on that has the temperature control digital readout, because we're not going to use that right there. We're going to put one on top of it. That'll be a temperature control right there. And we got hard drive on that side. And all the cables in here are actually already done to be icy. The icy look to it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now, as for hardware wise, you need two sets of fans on the back of this thing right here. The radiator system needs back fans on it. We're swapping out that CPU for an i7, because I got a bulk of them for like $60, a big bulk of them on eBay. Thank you, eBay. And then we're going to swap that graphic card out. We're going to repaint it so it matches again, the whole setup there, which is going to be the 3050. We're going to match up for that. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and we got to upgrade our RAM to 632s on here, because we need more space. This one's pretty easy. We already have it. It's right there. PC's working again, because again, I told you the kill switches is what was causing the PC to have problems. So we got to run today. So no problem. Get it mounted, get it set up. I already ordered another motherboard for that one, but now we don't need that one. We're going to start working on the case we have over there for our nuclear jungle, and that involves our VR glasses. Oh yeah, and a built-in cardboard docking station. I want a customized docking station for my VR glasses and my controller. I got controllers for all of these. And the next that'll be that one. That is going to be the Gundam docking station right there for Gundams. Yeah. So we are getting there, almost done. Had topics to talk about, this, that, and the other. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I sat there and said on camera that I really don't want to do, I did videos in here. We're going to do this one, finish that screen too. But the reason why I'm not really hyped up, because I want to be on site. That's why I went out today and took care of that business. Went out there and basically located the place where I wanted to be at, talked to the people over there, went to go take a look at the area, took some pictures of it, which I'm not going to show off yet, and had a chance to look around and see what I liked. Went on Amazon and ordered my screen, ordered my projector, and I ordered a stand because I need a stand to put my projector on, which I really forgot about that. So I had to go order that. Get a brand new Fire Stick, get an extension cord because they had plenty of outlets and run my extension cords through, hook all my equipment up the surge protector, and bam, I can go out there and do my video demonstrations. So that's it. So I want to be on site. I want pictures from on site on my channel. And I'm tired of this area because I've done it too much in here. I'm bored of it. The lighting is not really giving me, it's not giving me any challenge at all, period. So I have to go someplace else to get that challenge. And when I'm bored of that, I'll go someplace else. And then I'll go someplace and go someplace else. Till this thing gets built. Because that's going to give me a challenge because that's a much bigger screen. It's going to absorb it 10 times more light. But I do got to show up the 235.1 projector on this one and the Epson projector on that one. I'm only going to show some shows on both of them. When we're done doing enough videos on those, then we're going to be doing some other stuff. There are areas close by that I can go to that I can rent out. The other areas I want to go to are a little farther out. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some more on-site demonstrations, and I'm going to start getting my videos done for my YouTube channel. Not for my YouTube channel, but for my website, because I got to put videos in there. And the reason why I'm putting videos in there is because I want on-site. I don't want to be in the same spot every freaking day. I don't know how people do that. I would lose my mind after a while. That's why I was glad about having the big house. When I have the big house, I can go anywhere I want and set up videos. People do that when they set up in the same environment every day. It's because it's an environment that's set and it's a controlled environment. When you have to move about different environments, those environments are not controlled unless you're controlling them yourself. But anyway, most likely you're not controlled. So I like my environments to change. Can't be in the same thing. I could have shot videos all day long in that screen next to the window, but I didn't want to be next to the window all day long. I wanted to be on the deck. I wanted to be in the backyard. I wanted to be in the different rooms. I wanted to be to the ceiling, be to the floor. I gotta change up or I get bored. So at least this time now, I can just go where I want, set up my technology. My projector's gonna cost $5. That's it. That's all I'm paying for my projector. 720p. That's it. Has 1,000:1 contrast, which we don't need, so we just want to turn it off. And naysayers will be angry about that, won't you? You'll be angry about that. You'll be angry about my silver technology. You'll be angry about my new black technology. You'll be angry about the continuing of the quasar technology. You'll be angry about the mother of all screens. You'll be angry about the phantom technology, the screens on the go, cinema flow. You'll be angry of all of that. You'll be angry at AdTech, and AdTech's multiple capabilities to do so much that other screens can't do. You'll be angry at the Omega technology, the gaming technology, the Apex Gamer. You were angry at all 427 screen paints that we were blessed to be able to engineer, including the additional 97. You were angry at it all. The environments, the big screens, the levitating screens, the projection setups, the projectors, the computers we build. You were angry at it all. That's kind of sad, isn't it? To waste that much time being angry at all the technology. That shows you, when I say that, it shows you how sad it is at the end of the day. They're even angry about technology I didn't even know about. That shows you how sad it is. If I'm saying that, it's funny how somebody thinks something in their head, but it doesn't say that bad until you say it out loud. When you say it out loud, it sounds really, really bad. Like, gee whiz, it didn't sound that bad in my head, but now when you say it, it sounds absolutely awful. That's literally how much time you've wasted. And again, if you think about that, 427 formulas we developed, and these jerkers hated on, I say, the other ones they couldn't because they were around the time. Yeah. You hated on them. How many you have to show for it? You're still engineering new technology. I can take my 1,000 projector and set it up right now. I can produce an image in this fully lit environment. You can't do it. Made a demonstration. Stuff doesn't work. Give you a challenge for every. Now the other one's gone, but the other one's still around, or somewhat. Seems like your so-called empire collapsed. They always do. It's nothing new. I've seen this. I've seen people come and go. I've been here for a while. I've seen them come and go. I see a lot of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed people that want to challenge at the end of the day. I don't want you to come, I don't want you to go. You don't have what it takes to survive the test of time. All companies and all businesses will still have to go through the test of time. We'll go through all the ups and all the downs, the fluctuation, you will go through it all. If your stuff is tested, if your product is good, you will be able to withstand the test of time. If not, you'll light up for a minute and then you'll blow away. It can be much match. Match doesn't burn forever. Eventually it goes out. You can consider us to be the sun. We have been here almost forever. We have no plans of burning out anytime soon. That's what I see them as, matches. A little bit of wind blow past and gone. Can't stand the test of time. That's why I sat there and mentioned that in the video. I said the test of time. Business is in the test of time. Big companies go through it too. I watch them. Kitty City, Sears. Even they got businesses way back in the day. Sometimes I see them flash on the 80s, and I look up and I say, they're still around. Some are still around, some are not. Or look at what happened to them. Long John Silver's. That's another place that went out. What happened? Now, unlike these guys, these places were actually functioning and running. Like, what happens? How does a business happen? Yeah, I find it fascinating that if you watch the documentary, when they started their first store, they started on a gamble of not knowing this store was going to take off. And then it does. Next year, they get another chain, then another one, and another one. And now they're known nation, 50 locations all over the world. Not over the world, but all over the United States. What happened? How are they making that much money and then poof, they just go under, just like that. The slightest the business decision can basically tank a company in no time at all. The wrong decision. Yeah, I study all that. Toys R Us, the collapse, the rise and fall of Toys R Us. What I've seen so far is the fact that they grow too big. Even though they're making the serious capital, they grow too big and they borrow too much money from banks. They figure they're making all this money. They can get a loan for maybe $20, $30, $40 million. They'll invest this money into these stores, maybe here or there, and maybe they might not do well out there. They may lose a lot of money in the process. Anything can happen. Having stock in your business can make your business skyrocket, but also too, it can cause your business to go bankrupt overnight. Having a board of directors, people that are making decisions, controlling your company, yeah, they can make your company rich, or they can basically tank your company, or basically kick you out of your own you. He can vote you out. So there's a number of things that can basically tank your company. But borrowing too much because you have the capital to do so is a bad idea. Because if something happens, you got to pay that money back. And if you can't pay back that money, then guess what you filed for? Chapter 11. You got to start selling off your stores. Selling off your inventory. You have to sell all of it. Try to sell as much as you can. You got to make back a certain amount of money. You got to pay money back to them. It's because Chapter 11 pays. You got to still pay them back. And just to make it a lot more easier for you. That's what I find interesting. How? I'll say it comes down to one thing: greed. More money. Wanting more money. They were happy with the first store they got. Making plenty of money, store's doing good, you know. But then you want to branch out in different locations, and sometimes that will destroy you in the process. Some people do it right and they can last forever, and some people don't. It's not for them. Some of these places have been around since the 1920s. They survived all that through the Depression and everything. Just a collapse scenario. Yeah, it's interesting. I remember there's a guy called Crazy Eddie. He used to come on TV talking, my name is Crazy Eddie. My prices are insane. He sold a lot of electronics. He was doing really good too. If you look at his documentary, got greedy. Went to jail. I think he went to jail for 7 years. He got 7 years. He wasn't a young guy too at that. How much jail time did Crazy Eddie get? That's 7 years, right? I think that's 7 years. Good old prison. 7 years, he got 7 years. He's doing all kinds of stuff. Inflating his prices and all kinds of stuff. Ripping off his investors. Greed. He was making money, had a great sales pitch. A lot of people in the store was quiet. I went and bought a boombox from him. Never met him, but yeah. Stores were always packed. He got greedy. That's what happened. A lot of these companies get greedy and start stealing from themselves. And next you know, boom. Silos was another store. Big major change. Circuit City, another one. Consoles do it too. Consoles come out, they don't last so long. Some don't even last that long. Come out, they're not around that long. Some don't even last a year. TurboRaptor 16 didn't last that long. The ColecoVision, they had a game that came out with Demon Attack, I remember that. The Vectrex, that was one of them. ColecoVision's been out for a little bit here and there, but it didn't last as long as these other game systems had today. However, Jaguar had it at one point. Jaguar's biggest mistake was they didn't invest in more advanced games. They thought because they had a massive library that would hold them. But the Nintendo system was more advanced. The Nintendo system had actual really good looking graphics. And they thought their library was going to hold them. No, the library didn't hold them. That was a bad decision they made. Look at the history of gaming, you'd be surprised how many gaming systems are literally responsible for canceling another one out. Yep. Panasonic 3DO, that's another system that went out. The Philips CDI, that's another one. Apple had a gaming system, that didn't last long at all, period. FM Town Marty, pretty much more has stronger points overseas because it was a Japanese system anyway. Yeah. Handhelds usually don't last that long. You're lucky if you get a handheld to run for a while. PlayStation had handhelds a long time ago. They had handhelds with I think the PS2 had a handheld. PlayStation PS2 handheld. Yeah. There's a handheld for the PS2. Because I remember it had Grand Theft Auto. Only played on this today, Grand Theft Auto version on it. Genesis handheld. You know your feet in handheld games. Genesis had one called the Game Gear. They had one. There's some generic ones that came out. They didn't last long. But the Game Gear didn't last long either. You know, actually knew the Game Gear was a TV. You can watch TV off of it. Use your Game Gear to watch TV. Yep. Using the Genesis Game Gear to watch TV. You can watch TV off of them. watching TV off the Game Gear. Game Gears had TVs. And how I knew about it is my buddy had one. He had one in his car, and he had a Velcro to his dashboard so he can watch TV. Like, not while he was driving, but, you know, he can sit there and watch TV. You can use it for TVs. Yep. So all that stuff they have now is nothing. Ben had this up a long time ago. You can literally watch TV off the Game Gear. It had an adapter. You can allow you to watch TV off of it. Interesting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Got a TV tuner for it. What is playing? Here's another one to add. Oh, the Nomad. Nomad handheld gaming system. This is Genesis version of the gaming system called the Nomad. It was big. Our friend had one. It took 8 AA batteries. That's right there. The only console system I can say that actually lasts that long, Game Boy. Game Boy is the highest selling handheld console systems. Even Neo Geo had one. Neo Geo had a pocket Neo Geo. Neo Geo's handheld. Right there. Oh, excuse me, people. I do apologize. Neo Geo. There we go. Neo Geo had a handheld system. So I'm curious. Xbox handheld. That's a bad idea. Handheld systems. I would not invest my money into a handheld system if I don't have the ability to be able to show that we can swim in that ocean. Nintendo can do it because Nintendo was successful with the handheld. They had the Game Boy Advance. That's why the console system does both. It's a handheld or whatever, because they have success in that field. They have a massive fan base behind the Game Boy. So yeah, they can swim in those waters. And this is uncharted for Xbox. I would not put on my money into this. I'm hoping they come with a console system. Because they're basically just going to come out with, this is what they're going to do at the end of the day, say goodbye Xbox. It's not going to last long. It's not. They have to bring in a console system. I told you, two things are going to play a role in this. There's no one to challenge Sony. Apple's not going to beat it. But Apple has not been around long enough. Heck, we don't even know if the Apple system's going to even last. They did this one already before. It didn't last that long. So again, no. Xbox is the only one that's going to be able to bring out a system to be able to stand side by side next to the Sony. And they don't bring that thing out, and they put their eggs in this nonsense at the end of the day. No one's really going to buy this. Why? I told you. Their games are on too many platforms. That's why. I wouldn't even buy that. Why would I buy that if I know that I can basically play the same games on my cell phone or tablet, and my PC plays them? My Steam Deck will play them. So if I get the Steam Deck system, I can play Xbox games on my Steam Deck. Alright, just so you know real quick, this is going to ruffle your feathers. We got PlayStation games on here too. I got everything from your entire library. I got from the PS1, PS2, PS3. They're all on here. Emulators, all that stuff that come from here. So anyway, even some of your new games, they're on here too. So that being said, that handheld system that Steam Deck has can play your games and some. Only thing is that stuff that comes to PC titles will never end up on your system. But Xbox puts all their money into this, and they don't bring a console system, Sony's doomed, and the fanboys are doomed, number one. And handhelds usually don't last. It's a history in gaming that handheld systems don't really do that well. The only one's been able to pull it off is Nintendo. They pulled it off. They had the Game Boy. The Game Boys laid the payment and the foundation for future handheld technology. That's why if you look at the Game Boy setup, the new Nintendo Switch, doesn't look like a console system. It's made like a handheld, and it's doing extremely well. Then they were smart enough not to take their serious title licensed games and pass them all around. You can't go and play those games unless you buy their system, which was extremely smart to do. I'm going to tell you right now, Nintendo's going to probably end up taking over. Billy sitting there and said that's not going to happen? Man, it's already written in stone, man. Xbox doesn't come out with a high gain system to compete with the Sony. Sony's going to charge whatever they want. There's no one to go against them. They're going to charge. You think that whole nickel and dime, the strip taking the parts apart, and you paying for this? They're doing it to you already with the Pro. They're charging you for a optical drive, which you've been getting for free for how long? Since the system first came out, and now you're paying for it. They nickel and dime you on the stand. Whatever you had to pay for the stand anyway, because the PS2 charged you on the stand too, so again, scratch that one. But anyway, they're going to nickel and dime you on a lot of stuff. Hey, at one point you might not even get controllers. You might have to pay for that too. But who are you going to go to? If Xbox has this at the end of the day, you're not going there. And if you're not a big fan of Nintendo, because Nintendo's not going to hardcore games that you get on here. They don't play a lot of them hardcore games. There's more family friendly over there. Unless you're going to pop over to PC, and that's going to hurt a lot of fanboys at the end of the day, because that's something they don't definitely want to do. And if you're not familiar with the equipment, mind you, as I told you before, PC, usually you are tech support, unless you're going to take it to somebody else, and they're going to charge you far more to fix that thing that basic console is going to cost you. So yeah, you're in uncharted territory. So where are you going to go? You have to stay there. You don't have a choice. And they're going to charge you up on that system. There's no one to compete with them. Now say Xbox comes out with a new system. Sony can't charge the money they want to charge for the system, because now they got a problem. They got a system that can compete with them. And they very well can lose their fan base to another system. So they have to make sure they keep the price. Everybody's happy. That way we're not, come stay with us. We got better prices than they do. You've seen the price wars with Genesis and NES. Remember the price wars that went back and forth? That's why. Nintendo turned around and made this system like under $100. They made the system under $100. Yeah, that price war. But if there's no price war in there and one system is dominating, you're in a lot of trouble. So for fanboys sitting there saying, oh, we got the dominant system, no, that's a bad thing. Very bad thing. You're going to pay a lot of money. And think about your costs could go up. The price of your games may go up. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in that scenario. Because there's no other games out there. Except for that system right there, and that's pretty much it. And then for the Xbox, Xbox fans are like, oh, maybe get a handheld. That's not exactly good. If you look at the history of handheld games, they don't do well. And then the fact that if you look at the Genesis, okay, the Genesis had the Nomad, right? It had the Game Gear, right? Those games were only available on the Game Gear and the Genesis only. But Xbox made their games available for tablet, cell phones, PC, everything. So why would you buy that when you can play on your tablet? You can link a controller to your tablet, the whole 9 yards, everything. Why would you buy it? It's portable, your tablet's portable, cell phones are portable. You have to buy that. And at $400 for the phone already? That's just stupid. That's a waste of money. So no. Bad idea. Bad idea. If Xbox is listening, what you should be doing is basically making exclusive titles only for the handheld. I would make the handheld basically for the older games, like the Xbox, the first one that came out. Just for that system only, because they got a lot of good games. They've got a fantastic library. Put it on that for that one. For the games that are pretty much other platforms, I would make that for the Xbox only. Make a set of exclusive games only designed, like they did for Game Boy, only designed for that system only, because Game Boy had their own games for them and only for that system. Then you have, when you buy the system, you have only games that are made for this. This makes it valuable, because you can't play those games anyplace else. You're going to buy that system. And then for your system coming out, which you should bring out to go against the Sony, because you're going to need it, you should have games only exclusive to that. That's the reason why I kept going back and buying the Xbox 360, even though it rapidly kept burning out on me. Mind you, I bought dozens of those things, and I kept buying them. You know why? Because Fable was only available on Xbox, and I freaking love Fable. Gears of War, Halo. Those are games that kept me coming back. Those games weren't going to be on Sony, on any other system. That's why I kept coming back. Regardless if the system burned out or not, I'm still going to buy it due to the fact that I love the game. But if you take away the exclusives and you make them available for everybody, what's the point? And that's what's happening. A lot of the exclusive games on all consoles are showing up on PC. A lot of your stuff is showing up there. And on top of that, the remaster nonsense. That's just stupid. Majority of your games are remastered. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm talking about a starting title. If you're starting off with a library right from the door and one of them is remastered, why the freak is that a remaster? You're supposed to have a whole new, fresh library. I don't know. That's how I came up. Bought a system because you go look at, they have this amazing library of all these games you never played on the other system. That's what later on you could trickle in those other games and upgrade them. Put in a master system, you know, and then you could do that. But the whole first lineup is all games you've never played before. That's what gets you excited about buying a system. Like, get that game right there, and get that one, get that one, get that one, get this one next week. And later on, they may say, hey, we got so and so and so coming to the system exclusively. Like Sony had. They had the $20 exclusively games that came in. Remember, you can play all the system played on there. The old classics. Yeah. But now you're messing up. Their both systems are messing up. That handheld was going to be a bad idea. That literally could be the fall of Xbox, right there. If that's it. You're supposed to do it. That's going to be the fall. Again, like I said, what's the point of me buying something? And the YouTuber talked about it. I can't take credit for that because the YouTuber talked about it, and he was right. He was right. Why would I buy it if I can get it on my cell phone? On my cell phone, I own that. It's just not. Oh, this is where I gotta update that crap. It's just not. It should not put a system on other platforms. It shouldn't do it. Bad idea. Really bad idea. I'm gonna spread the stuff too thin. So basically, what I have to do is type in Xbox on my PC. And it will bring up settings for me to run for Xbox. Anything I need, game mode, the whole 9 yards. I can even download games from the Xbox here and play. My game bar, this one. For my controllers, all that stuff. And if you look at Steam, Steam runs Xbox controllers. It also runs the PlayStation controllers also too. Yeah, bad idea. It's not going to go well. I'm going to tell you right now. Xbox, you need to come out with a freaking console. Like, seriously. And PlayStation owners, you better pray they come out with a console. If they're not, well, the price gouging began. Because again, fanboy. I can see some of the people bend it over and go over and over and getting, I don't know, a PC. Yeah, they'll do it. You know what I mean? It costs less, you know what I mean? On top of that, there's no online subscription and all that stuff. But the hardcore fanboy, this is going to hurt you big time. It's going to hurt you. I was an Xbox fanboy. I already know. I used to be a hardcore Xbox fanboy. I wouldn't buy a PS system for jack. Couldn't pay me enough money to buy a PS system. You know what I mean? Buy a PS system? VR. It was too expensive on PC, and that's why I bought it. And Xbox didn't have a VR system. If Xbox had a VR system, I would have bought the Xbox system. But the one thing I was afraid of spending the money for the VR through Xbox is I was afraid of the red ring. Even though your systems don't have it, it still freaks me out. That thing did a lot of damage. Yeah. I paid the money just to be on the system, but it cost me a lot of money. Yeah, I'll stick with my PC. It's alright. You know, it's interesting. In the end, you're all going to be PC soon. No, companies not going to let you go. They can't. They can't let you go. But you're all going to be PC. You're already leaning in that direction anyway. I mean, pretty soon you won't have any more digital discs. Any discs at all. You'll be DRM only. That's coming. That's definitely coming. Look at your store. Your store has in it. You don't really need to go to GameStop or anything and buy games anymore, physical copies. You don't need it. Only reason why they keep that around because people still have old physical copies, but sooner or later they'll obsolete that soon. That'll be gone. And you'll get more and more powerful parts as usual, and your systems will start to grow. With that being said, you will still have your let you go. They can't give you free service like you have on PC. You have to pay for that because they can't let you go. And you can't change out your parts to anything you want to do at the end of the day because they can't let you go. So you'll be on a leash. Remember that I told you about the dog in the field? Where a PC, they cut him loose and he just runs wild. And console, well, you're just going to stay there. Because they can't cut you loose. If they cut you loose, how are they going to make their money? If you can go in and change your parts out at will in your console system, there's no point in bringing out another system for what? You can build it yourself. You can buy more powerful parts, update your machine, and just buy more powerful parts. You don't need a new system. You can build your own new system. And then with the free online subscription, you won't need that anymore. Go in and play as much as you want for free. All you gotta do is just have internet. That's it. So you need to buy a console. Exclusive games. They don't even make really exclusive games anymore. They didn't have a lot of this. They brought out the biggest game they had for sale that they were selling was Spider-Man. It came prepackaged with a game. I'm telling you about how messed up it is. You didn't have a game that was packaged with your system like something you never heard of before. You had Spider-Man remastered. You've played it already. It's on the other system. It's on the PS4. And yet they remastered and packaged it with your system. So you have a lot of remastered games. And if you got a lot of remastered games on the door, that means that companies are supposed to be developing these high-tech games. They're really just not developing for a console like that. On PC, we got games on PC that you will never find on a console. Not ever. And there's a lot of them on there. There's so many different versions of Warhammer on there, it's not even funny. You would never see that on a console system. We got exclusive games. A lot of them. And some of them are free. We don't have to pay for them. Tell me when you can go into your console system and play games for free. With free subscription. You don't have to pay anything, no charge whatsoever. Free DLCs and skins and all that stuff. You heard about the developer who was talking about how he's designed this game called something Nuclear Winter. I can't wait to get my hands on that thing. Free DLCs, free skins, everything. All I have to do is pay for the game. That's it. And the game is like $20. It constantly update games right here. I got updates on games just about every week. They update my games. New patches, new downloads, anything I need. Automatically right from the door. This is my library now. Only in a matter of time. I didn't have this PC at all when I built it. I got new updates for that one too. I put in new updates, new DLCs, new skins, all that stuff comes in there. At the Black Friday sale, stuff is cheap. I can get games that would probably cost me about $50. I can get it for maybe about $4 or $5. Which reminds me, I go shopping. We got get free games that are coming soon. Haven't launched yet. Free games are absolutely amazing. It's like almost I bought the game. And Disney raised it are free. You like online shooters? There's tons of them on there. I guarantee you, when you log in, or you can go in as a guest and check it out, you'd be surprised. It's overwhelming. There's so much stuff on there. It's overwhelming. First time I got on Steam, I literally had to take my time, man. I was thinking, man, this is so much stuff on here. There's no way in the world I'm gonna play all this. Impossible. And they keep loading stuff on there. There's tons of VR games. You're going to like to do that VR chat? There's VR chats, all that on there. But long story short, console's going to turn into a PC. You're still going to have restrictions. Can't modify your hardware. You know, pay for online subscription. And if you lose those two, they can't make money off you, and they can't have a console system anymore. Which means you're just going to buy a PC. And Nintendo is going to be the only console. It's going to be the only console left. So somebody else comes in. I checked, I went to PC, I tried to find any of the console games, anything Nintendo has, can't find nothing. Nintendo does not lease their games to PC. We don't get it from them. That all, period. In order for me to play their games, I literally have to buy one of their console systems to play their systems, their games. Smart. I haven't tried to play any of these games yet. 11 minutes. Of course, I've been playing Maniacs most of it. This is online. Oh, the Dead or Alive 6? And then, 5, the last round. I paid for that one on Xbox, on Sony. I got it over here for free. The Christmas show next. Oh, that's a Ghost Simulator. I've never played that before. It's $9. Oh, you blowing stuff up in here? I've never played this game. But they got it for online. Does not keep my interest. We got Test Drive. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get me some good racing games. I got a steering wheel coming in. Don't get to the racing part. Couldn't care less about the intro. We got a demo on this thing yet? Any demos on it?
A few days before the game's release, we wanted to talk to the community about everything that will happen after the game's launch. Test Drive is a game with a lot of content. We've been working on it for years.
Oh, it's got off-road. I'm a big fan of off-road games, and man, I'm definitely getting that. Definitely picking that up. Definitely a big fan of off-road games. There's our Steam Deck right there that we had. What game is this? I have to check this out. Early access, 16 bucks. I might get this. I'm into these kind of games right here, man. I'm gonna look into that. What else we got in here for early access? Nope, skip that crap. Server closed. No, something else. It's a game. Oh, these are online strategy games you can play with people. Alright, cool. I'm gonna check that out. You can also follow them. You can follow the which one? I'm pretty sure you have that too. You can follow people. Follow the people that are making the games and can give you updates and everything that's going on. What a sales are happening here. You can play like a top end games for $5. $3, I think for $100 coming up. Have a Black Friday sale, Cyber Monday sale, and then they have a Christmas sale that comes up, and a New Year sale comes up. I need me a new game that basically allows me to be able to grind and look for stuff. That's what I need. What do you got in the free games? What's my category at? Category. This is your category. All the games. These are tons of games that you can play. Anything you can think of is in here. Anything. We got turn-based simulator, building, games you can build, adventure games, RPG, anything you could think of. Anything. It's a huge, massive list. If you're into games like for co-ops only, there's games for co-op. I break it down in category. MMO, anything. Local party, LAT parties, all that stuff. Anything you're into, they got it in their categories. Got games for your Steam Deck for that. VR titles, all kinds of soundtrack. You want music, special music for yourself. You know what I mean? Like the in-game music, they got it there you can buy. If you want to put the Steam operating system with Linux, you have that there. And the PCs I am running Flight Simulator. I actually got a game for Flight Simulator because I got a Flight Simulator under the table. And I need to figure out what games are going to be Flight Simulator, which are not. And they have a whole selection. You just hit on that. It'll give you all the games that are Flight Simulator in the collection. You can use it on your controller. Automatically maps it. My controller has button mapping on it. And this automatically just maps everything. So, there's just a ton of games in here. Got arcade games, fighting games, hack and slash. I'm huge on hack and slash. I usually hunt for those. Platform and runners, third-party shooters. Ooh, we have not hit third-party shooters. What the heck is going on there? And up top, if you want, let's say you start your account, you don't have any games at the end of the day, they have free to play, which means you can do demos, early access to games. You have all games for early access, or because sometimes, like I said, on console, you'll have maybe 2 games that'll give you early access. There'll be hundreds of them that'll give you early access to. But we'll go to free games. This is free. It just came out today.
Welcome to the Sky Realm. Good luck. Now down. Double mount. Step back. Warning, store closing.
Follow my lead. Spot grenade!
Half the squads have been eliminated. Squad eliminated. Let's make some noise! Victory secured.
This squad just came in. Good job, Max. Good play. We got games here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Master. We're going to ask stuff in today. Flight Simulator, which I'm actually going to get this one. Here in chat. What is this? Oh, it's single player too. Oh yeah, definitely gonna get this. I finally don't. What the other game I wanted? Overwatch 2. Mostly negative. Oh, that's what my buddy was talking about. He said, "You ever play Overwatch 2?" I was like, "No." He said, "Man, to make you throw your PC out the window." Mike. So these right here, or oh, what are you? Wait, this is out too? Oh crap, man. What's this on my wish list? Oh heck yes, there's enough mechs. How the freak you got a house mech? Here, Fox. Oh, you can build in your own mechs. That's crazy. Anywhere you want. I've seen it, but I didn't. It didn't show. It only shows so much of it that you can play. You can see because it's under development. But you can build any mech you want and go out and fight. Oh yeah. That is freaking hot. So it's like a Royal Rumble. So whatever you want. Put the elements, like the snow. Oh heck yeah. I got the game and screen paper right on the desk right now. I'm gonna make this and set it up for my screen. This is also free to play. Oh, just this is out. Adding that to my library. I'm getting that. Controls for all that. Yeah. Definitely grabbing that one. I was waiting for that one to come out. Oh, we got the freaking Metal Slug 2 on here. Ooh, what are you? Okay, hold on a minute. We got a mech salt fighting game right here for mechs. Metal Slug. Oh, this is Halo Infinity is gonna be on here. Okay, yes, definitely. See what I'm talking about? Xbox. Don't stop doing that mess at the end of the day. Like, really stop leaving your games out to the platforms.
What? Is it just me, or is it starting to look a lot like Halo 2?
The map, they put the mapping from Halo 2 in there. The thing is, too, that on top of that, they design exclusive stuff for PC, so we'll get maps and stuff that you won't get on your console system, but we'll get them. Armor, skin, all that stuff like that. At the end of the day, we don't pay for that stuff. Majority of the stuff, we don't pay for it. Let's see what I got from here. This is free. All right, what I got to say? Is in my library yet? Yep. That's what I said. That game was on. Ooh, what are you? Oh man, I like Mech games. Man, it's a beat. Wait, hold on. I can get my Mech controller in here. Monster Universe. I have this one already. Oh. Sorry about that. This game wants human. There's another one I'm looking to get my hands on. Alright, I gotta pace myself. You like Call of Duty? We got something here called Combat Master 2. I want to finish it for a minute. Hold on. See if I may have it. Master Combat on PS5. Yeah, you don't get it. We get it. It's a really good game. I told you, it's games they won't design for your system. Though. This is a really good game. Look at that. Unfortunately, Combat Master is not available for the PS5. Yep, keep your eyes open. I'm going to show you why. How amazing this game is. I don't get mad at them. I told y'all. Y'all don't get games, man. We have more games than you guys have it. And remind you, we can play all the old games. I can play games from N64, Nintendo, Genesis, all of them, the complete library. Where do you think emulators come from? They come from PC stuff. We do all that stuff from emulators, right? You don't do emulators from console. So there's stuff you don't get. And then we get developer exclusive games. So, I mean, there's games that will never make it to your system that will make it to ours. Those of you like the really hardcore horror games at the end of the day, they will never bring that to a console system, ever. You will only be able to get that on a PC. Let me show you what you're missing. Yeah, this is way beyond. I'm talking about Call of Duty on. Yeah, this thing is berserk. That's why your consoles are trying to get it. I'm picking it up for free. They bring it to your system, they're going to charge you for it. We get it for free. Look, any controllers you want, you can use it, and make a difference. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Look at the weapons collection on here. All right, so what do we got here? This is free online play. Yep, the sports controller. We got the different DLCs on here. These are the DLCs coming out that we get for free. And I'll add it to my library. I'm getting this baby, man. I'm definitely gonna be rumbling on this. Definitely getting this. That's why I said, do your research. Come in here, Steam. Go do a guest account. Set up a guest account. Go in if you have the console system already. Go see how many of the games that you have in here that are available on your console. You'd be shocked. I got this game right here. I already have this one. You gotta have Fantasy Star Online too. I know you got that. Fantasy Star Online too. I know you're gonna have that. Yeah, you got it for the PS4 and PS5. We should never been on the PS4 to begin with, but you know. Good thing it is on there. I mean, happy for people have it on there, but still, it's a 10-year-old system. They're still supporting that system right there. Let's go over here. So you get it free to play, but it's online. So technically, you don't have it really free. The reason why you don't have it free because no PlayStation Plus requires the PlayStation. Let me see. I might be wrong on that. PlayStation membership is not required. Okay, good, cool. All you need is internet connection. That's all you need to download. Oh, that's good. That's fantastic. Got a taste of what PC's like. That means you have to have any online subscription to play it, which is fantastic, and just have the internet connection. That's it. That's good. No. I think I have this one. Star Wars. How much? Also, arcade games, emulators, and stuff like that. Ooh. Lost Light for PS5. These are all free. So what you have up here between features and which ones you want in free: sports, strategy, simulation, RPG, casual, adventure, stuff like that. Warship. Should we get into this? I like the worship game, so. Oh, yeah, I got that one. My game came out right. It's a 2025. In 2025 it should be out. We're in our library. This one right here, I just got right here. It's called The Final. See if I got it from here. The Final for PS5. See if I got this baby. What I'm looking for is the fact that how close you're coming to PC. You actually have free games in your system. Says that no initial accessories in the game are accessing the game. Okay. Extra cost. Oh, it's cross-platform. Oh, it is cross-platform. Professional keyboard and mouse. Professional gaming piece. Really? Bird? Get the pretzels out of your mouth. Professional gaming keyboard and mouse. So, this is interesting. So, you have some free-to-play games. These games are multi-platform, cross-platform. So, that means you play with PC gamers. And now it's time to break out the big boy toys. I play on keyboard and mouse. Now, why you play on keyboard and mouse? Because the mouse is 10 times more accurate than a controller. Now, I've seen some people on controllers with amazing skills, but it can't be a keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse is interesting. I don't like to do the whole button left and right, so I have mine mapped out where I use my mouse for shooting, and I have a joystick on the other hand for basically left and right and all that stuff like that. $60? Something like that. 160. It's the big boy toys out. I want my budget in for $200 for a keyboard and mouse. I want a really good one. I mean, a really, really good one. But, truthfully, if you know the map and you know your weapons, know how to use your corners correctly, you can take out keyboard and mouse easy. I love corners. Corners are your best friend during games. Yeah, I have to look into that. Corners are your best friend. I gotta look that up. I didn't really look that up. A versus match versus keyboard and mouse versus controller. I wonder if they did that on YouTube. Somebody had to do it. Somebody playing on keyboard and mouse. Someone playing on controller. I have to see that. I'm gonna see if there's a video of that. First, I'm gonna go back here because. Oh, hold on. Go back over here. I'm definitely getting this right here. We just got this one right here, so we're gonna install this one now. How many free games are on the PS5? How many free-to-play games are on the PS5? Now, what I mean by free-to-play, I mean by that under your subscription costs, give you the option to be able to play free games. Now, I pay on that system over there, which I don't play, but I do play on that. Well, I don't play on that system anymore. I download the Underworld games over here because I figure if I put the time in on this system, say if they decide to shut down the PS4, all my games are on there. We're gonna get a chance to play more advanced graphics on this right here. So anyway, let's download it on here. I got nothing on there to play anymore. But anyway, the reason why I have a library of games I can play on there for free and stream games for free because I pay for it. I pay through for my subscription costs. So if I get the top plan they have on there, that gives me the ability to be able to play games for free. So they load games up in my library that I get a chance to check out and play. Is it much? It's like $17 a month. I pay monthly. Some people pay yearly. They pay $80 yearly, or wherever it is. They get a discount on it. But I pay monthly. So for my $17, I get to stream off cloud. I get a nice library of games in there. But the only reason why I get to pay them for free is because I pay them a subscription cost. That's why. So when they sit there and tell you have a game like similar to ours, and they say that, well, you can play the game for free. You can play the game for free, but you're still paying a subscription cost to play the game. Because you can't go on, if it's an online-based game, you can't play it unless you have PlayStation Plus or something like that to play. You're still going to have that. You're still going to have to pay for that. But on PC, you can download that game and play it, and you don't have to pay for anything or subscription because you don't have one. So you still technically pay for it. It was easy for me, basically. I haven't bought a game for that system in so long because they have a good library of games you can play for free. They do have that. But technically, I'm not getting them for free because I'm still paying them $17 a month to be able to go in and play those games. That's part of your subscription perks. That's what you get. You pay a little bit more money, you can actually go in and stream games. You can do it that way, but you get more on that side over there. So, when you buy the system, you have to pay for some kind of subscription cost to connect to their server. That's why when you go over and you do a network check, or in somebody did network configuration, or what do you call it, and it checks up everything, and it says right there, it says PlayStation Network. You have to log into their network to use that option. If that was the case, you can just go in and play with no problem. Why would people pay for a subscription cost when you just play those games for free? You don't. You have to pay for the subscription cost to play those games. And technically, you're not getting it for free. Because I know I might have somebody say, well, we're just as equal because We can play free games like you. No, you're technically not paying for free games. You technically are still paying for them because the $17 you pay every month or $80 you pay a year, you're still paying them to play those games. This is part of the perks that you get. You get a perk for that. For paying for that service. On PC, we come in, we don't pay for anything at all. We just pay for internet. We download whatever we want and play games on it, whatever. We don't pay for that. Unless we want something extra in the game, then we pay for that. Then everybody does that. So, you can buy yourself a PC, right? Go to the internet, go into your Steam account, put your information in, get your account, go over to free games, start downloading games, and start playing them. Get a PS5, can't do that. Gotta pay for subscription costs to link to their server. Once you pay for your plan or what you're going to get, pay their money, then you've got access to those games. But you get access to more if you pay for a higher subscription cost, which gives you access to more games. It gives you perks. But technically, you don't get it for free. All these PCs are building in here, they're all going to have Steam on them. And they have a nice library of free games. They upgraded their free games, and I'll tell you why. I had Steam for a long time. When I first got Steam, there was a lot of games on there. There's a lot of games on there, mostly strategy games and stuff like that. There wasn't a lot. Just basic games I would find on console that I would really like to play. And later on, when Steam came out with that TV mode that allows you to play, that big screen TV mode you can play on your couch with controllers and stuff, before just keyboard and mouse, and you were stuck to a desk. Now they have that, you can go in and you could basically be anywhere you want, use any controller you want because they match your controllers and all that stuff. Does all the work for you, it makes things so much easier. The only reason I got to use keyboard and mouse because I'm not in the big TV mode. I'm not using it. When I'm in TV mode, I can use my controller to operate everything from the sofa with no problem. Without ever getting up or being strapped to a desk. So they eliminated that with the whole operating system. So you have to remember, like when you're building a PC, you're building you're running a game system. Like say you're building your own console system. It's something like that. You're building your own console system. You're building your own gaming system. You put in your graphic card and how much memory you want. You put your hard drives in. You put your CPU in. You're building all that, and then, with the console systems, they all have their own dashboards. Well, now you have your own dashboard because the guy who invented the Steam OS system now allows you not only to have your PC to build it, but also to download your own OS system to it, so you can basically play games, attach with games and everything you need on it. Where it's just like your dashboard. So it has advancements to it. You got community, discuss groups, market. You can even broadcast. As long as you have in your system, same thing. And broadcast. Every time I buy something, I get points. So I can go to the point shop and buy stuff. Come back. Yeah, I'm probably downloading. We're downloading the game right now at the same time. This right here is a point shop. Sorry if I'm eating, I'm hungry. Not to be rude, but I do apologize for that. I'm kind of starving here. So, the point shop, when you get points for buying games, and you get a lot. I bought a game yesterday for 79 cents. To test my flight simulator and my controller, and I got 80 points for that, 79 cents. And these points will allow you to do all kinds of stuff, like your intro that comes on for PlayStation or Xbox, how it comes on, you can change that the way you want it. And that one. So you get a lot of points. Like if I went out and I spent a game, it was for like a $30. You give me 10,000, 20,000 points, and I can use that in here to get all kinds of interesting stuff to hook up my page, including wallpaper, everything. So that's pretty cool to have. There's all kinds of bundles and sales and stuff they have on here. You change your background, stuff like that. There's badges, showcases, all that stuff. You can even change out your keyboard. You have an interface keyboard up. Start off a movie, stuff like that. I haven't experimented with any of that. I use my money for gaming. You got news right here. I've never gone to that. These are places I've never gone to because I just spend my time on gaming on here. That's what I pretty much use it for. So to tell you all the updates, everything that's coming out, new games, all that stuff like that. I don't really actually go in here. Like I said, I use mine mostly for gaming. Official themes, features, stuff like that, upcoming events, stuff you have in there. Stuff that's coming out. Oh, we got another Frostbound, Dungeon Defenders. I basically have Dungeon Defenders on my console back there, and I paid for a lot of stuff on there, chests and all that stuff. And again, I got to thinking, I was like, that's an online game, so it means that when they get around to cutting the server on that thing and blocking that, I don't have access to that server anymore. And since I don't have access to the server, that means all the online content that I paid for to get special armor and weapons and all that stuff will be lost. Unless I just to get a PS5 and switch it over there. So I'm just going to go back and do it all over again. So I've done it with each character. I've upgraded them, all that stuff. And this I'm having for PC, where I never have to worry about an online subscription cost and none of that nonsense ever again. So I should invest my time here on this instead, but I didn't. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually playing the game bit by bit, busting the armor, stuff like that. Starting all over again. I had all the characters upgraded, so. I mean, look, if you're going to spend $500 for a console system, right? You know, PCs are not that expensive. People don't super expensive. Like I said, they're not expensive. Your PC for like $500, cheaper than your console. And again, you save a ton of money. And on top of it, you say, "Well, I play on console because of the games." You know, like, well, really, what games? Because you don't really have any exclusives at all. You know, you really don't have any really high-end exclusives. We got Spider-Man Remastered packaged with your game, so that tells you right there from the door. You know, I'm not trying to be rude, but it is what it is. They bundled it like it was a new game. You know, buy the PS5 and you get Spider-Man Remastered. Like, I played that game already, for why the freak I'm gonna play that game again? Let me tell you how the impact of these games have at the end of the day. I found out that they're bringing another Fable out. I'm a big fan of Fable. And it wasn't coming to PC, it was coming to Xbox Sony. I just purchased an Xbox for one game because the fan base. Number one, those exclusives are everything. They're everything. If I found out it was never coming to PC, it was only for Xbox Sony, guess what? I'm buying that game for the console system. That's what keeps people coming back to console, exclusives. But if you don't have any exclusives, especially if you're giving them out to everybody else, what's the point of being there? That's the reason why I pay for your subscription costs. Yep, game just downloaded. I give you updates on all the patches that went through and all that stuff like that. Master Store, Discovery, got my wish list. These are all the games I can keep it. That's all the games I want. Coin Shop news status. Now, at the top, you can have friends up here, which I have my friends, two of my friends on because I'm buying their PCs for them. It's much easier. I buy their PCs and I'll just rip out the video cards. So the video cards usually come with, oh, actually, no. The guy on eBay, they were pretty good. They were 4060s in there. So yeah, that's the equivalent to the card you have in the PS5 Pro. So I can just get that. Probably upgrade the hard drives on there. That's pretty much it. And box them up and send them over to them. And get them on PC. And like, what about the subscription costs? You pay no subscription costs. You have none. And if you already have console, and you're happy with it 100%, then, go with what you're happy with. But some people are on the fence. Some people are still playing the PS4 system, and some people are happy with it, but some people are looking to upgrade to something better. And they're not happy with the console. They're not happy with the PS5 Pro. They feel it's too expensive, it costs too much money. They didn't pack it with, they didn't have a great library to start with. And they just are on the fence about it. And these are the people who are going to lean over the PC. I'm not saying everybody's going to come over, no. You still got people on the fence. And they felt that the fan base for the PS4 is huge. And the reason why is because they still support it. When the system's not making money anymore, and they figure the new system's going to make, there we go. So if the older system's not going to make the money that the newer system's going to make, they get rid of it. No point in keeping it alive. You just waste some money throwing it out the window. But a system that's 10 years old is literally older than the PS5 and PS5 Pro combined. And yet they still support it. They still make games for it. Once in a while you may see a game come to your system, that's it, but majority of most of those games are on that console system over there. So the fan base on there has to be bigger. It's been there longer than the PS5. And for them to keep supplying, it must be making money for them. And again, why keep it around? If you have more people playing on the PS5 than the PS4, and the stats can show that the PS5 makes more money, why do you keep that around? That's because there's more people in that system than there is on the PS5. And it makes more money. That's why it's still here after 10 years. I've never seen a system, the minute a new system comes out, they drop the old one automatically from the door. They just make the new system backwards compatible so you can take your old games and play it on the new system. But they don't still run the servers on the old ones, they drop them. Servers on there are still running. And if you look it up, it's going to be running for another 2 more years, which is roughly almost around the time when this comes out. So that system's lifespan is going to be the same lifespan as the PS5 Pro and the PS5. Yeah. Because I can't go back and play on my Dreamcast. I can't go back and play on my Sega. I can't play on my PS1, my PS2, my PS3. I can't play on my Genesis, my NES. Already online anyway. But I still can't play on those. Nope. You can't take NEC games and Super NEC games. They don't play on the same system. NEC games are different from Super NES. N64 are different from their systems. They change over the platform. But even the games don't even play the same. They're not even cut for the ports. So, yeah. Well, that's just kind of crazy. We thought about a cartridge. It's possible this can make it the same cartridge size. But that'd be interesting because backwards compatibility in a cartridge didn't exist. It only existed with a CD. Because the same CD would fit a freaking game system that had a laser disc tray sitting in it. That's going to be kind of hard to put disc in there from the other ones. It wouldn't fit unless they built a little adapter so it could fit in there. And that's why it's easier to make a disc backwards compatibility than a cartridge, because the cartridge slot would be different for a console. Interesting. Never thought about that. Let's see. Community. We got workshop. These are new games that are coming out by developers. You can go and play. Whole selection, all the way up to 370 new games being played by developers. Yep. Also, too, you can make games and bring them on here for people to check out and play. And some games actually ended up on here for people to buy. I've actually bought games from people who made games, and they were really good too. And you can make some money. As I say, PC makes money. Make a game, put it on here. Steam accepts it. Gets a lot of high points. People like it. It'll end up on there. People pay money for it. For all the access to playing it. I gotta get a subscription. I don't make games, so no, that wouldn't be for me. Well, I just come in and play their games and give ratings on it. So, this is pretty cool. If you want to try games when they first come out, by the developer, you get to test them and see what it's like. So that's the community, workshop, market, broadcast, stuff like that. And then you got your name with activities, profile, games and groups, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Your reviews, stuff like that. Basic stuff like that. Friends and views and stuff like that. Yeah. Alright, I think tomorrow we're going to do the new gamer screen paint we have. We should have the motherboard tomorrow and the glow-in-the-dark paint so we can start working on the project. The other PC we have, the gaming PC we have, that one, since it's working now, will be done tomorrow. It'll be completed. It'll be the first one of the... Actually, the paint job is still going to be done. All that's going to be done, but we still got to put in a lighting system into it, so we still have to wait for that stuff. And the rest of the fans. The fans and lighting system will be next. The Icebox PC, right now, still got to finish the layer system inside for the ice effect. Add in the fans. It still needs some parts, but still, we have enough to be able to transfer this system over to here, and then we can add all the artwork and everything on later on. The PC over in the back, which we're going to be turning into the Nuclear Jungle, that motherboard will be coming tomorrow. We're supposed to be the motherboard for this one, but now we got this one fixed. It'll be coming to that one over tomorrow. We'll start the paint job on that one off the bat. Get that thing started. I have to paint that whole thing black. Like literally, I have to put the design in to it after that. I need that shadow effect. That's why it's painted all black. So we have the glue gun equipment coming tomorrow, because that thing has to be glue gun in because there's a lot of parts on it. So we glue gun all that, get that set up. Start the process of painting that whole thing and convert it into all black, and then we can do the paint job on it. So you get a chance to watch me build an entire ecosystem. Not a real ecosystem, but a kind of mod ecosystem around that whole system in there. That should be fun, right? We got to build the giant robot, you know what I mean? It's a shutdown. We got to put in the nuclear power station, all that. When we've done everything with the plexiglass and everything in, then we're going to basically put in our cloud system, which is going to involve our ecosystem. Our thunderstorm, our thundercloud system. We did the paint job on the ice job tomorrow. Owen is really interested in seeing them. When I get done, I'm going to be showing some pictures. I should be taking slide shots, so piece by piece, but everything we're building is going on the website. Now, I think I got a name for what I'm going to call the new company. So, I'm going to make some artwork for it and start the process of getting everything ready for it, getting an LLC for it, the whole 9 yards we need to have done, and a trademark, because I got a cool little character I want to design for it. So this will be our third company. And once I'm out there, we got to do some demonstrations. I definitely got a couple of gaming launchers I want to show off. We're set up. Now we do have another PC. It doesn't involve cardboard. This is a portable unit. As I told you before, the portable one I'm going to make off the PC case. It takes a micro ITX board. And this is so we're going to coat the side of that glass using Aztec's gaming technology. And that's going to allow us to be able to take our portable system around and game off the side of the glass using a portable projector. So, can't wait for that build. That's what we're going to put in there. I can't put dual i7s in there, I know that for a fact. How come we didn't have to do a dual i setup? We didn't do it yet? Are you made something here with a dual i setup? How come? Because we can get access to that board. Dual i7 board. No. Dual, not dual. Sheesh. Yeah, Amazon has the same. $127 too. This motherboard takes 2 CPUs. What's the board on this thing? Oh, it's an LG 2011. Oh, geez. 2011, that means this thing takes a massive amount of memory. Usually the 2011 is still. Remember I told you I had a PC that had a 2011 board on it? That thing took 56 gigs of RAM. These things take a lot of RAM on them. 2011 is saying. Let's see what the RAM is going to be. Most likely, I don't think we're going to be doing 256. Probably about 128. Because usually, the ones that take 256, they have 4 CPUs sit on them. This one has 2. I'm got on the PC already. Gotta be to read that. It sounds like a bunch of some people know what I'm talking about. Other people. You'll learn all this. It's just parts. That's pretty much what it is. Doesn't really say. I know it doesn't take. No in the world. These things take 256. Not 256. They don't take 64 gigs. No in the world. They're way higher than that. Yeah. It's not gonna be proper. Yeah, here we go. All right, this one supports 128 gigabyte of RAM. We got to build one of these. We have to. This thing takes 2 liquid cooling systems. That's what makes it so fun. 2 liquid cooling systems. We'll have to keep the thing compact, but we'll have to keep it, I don't want it huge, we have to keep it compact. Probably gonna be wide and compact, pretty much it. So, we use 2 of the 240s, the 240 millimeters, ones we have right now, we use 2 of those. That'd be perfect. Oh, we can't put the Gundam. We have to restructure the Gundam. We gotta build it different. Or can we do it that way? No, we have to restructure it. Because I can see that we'll have to have the box piece in the front. That will land the motherboard in the middle. And we'll have to put we'll have to make 2 side panels on each side to accommodate the one liquid cooling on one side and the one liquid cooling to another side. We want to build a special duct system because we'll have 2 on each side. We'll have to be to push out. We have to redirect the heat somewhere else. We build a duct system in there, and the air will push out one end, and the air will suck it out and push it out the other end. That's literally how they should have designed your PS5 systems. You should have 2 fans in there. Technically, should. You have a fan at the top, which is your intake fan, and they should have had a fan at the bottom, a larger one at the bottom as your outtake fan. That's what they should have had. That will allow your air to push down your corridor and hit the other one and suck right back out. And they should have put a filter system where the corridor is at, little sliding, little small like screen on each side that pulls out, and that'll keep any dust from transferring through. Yep, that's how I would have built it. Matter of fact, we can still do that. Literally, we can still do that. We can literally build the filter system to put in there. Just kind of like the case. I hate the case so much. I hate that case so much. And we should have made that case, the little small portable ones. It should have made the case that way. Yeah, correct. We had it on. When I sat here and sit on camera, I said I can turn my screen on and watch. And the naysayers got mad at me and go, "Oh, you're talking about your screen paint." And do this. YouTube. That's what we do in January. 100-inch screen of the projector. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna hit 2 sites. I wonder if I can hit 2 sites on the same day. Let me see if I can do it. I'm gonna book 2 places. Here comes Taco. Camera's out. Gotta be on camera. You were there asleep? In your bags? Okie doke. Put down the wrong pipe. Man. months now? Oh yeah, months. I remember that. 4K demonstrations. Man. I definitely went down the wrong pipe. Excuse me. Sorry, people. That hot candy, man, it's no joke. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? How are you? How are you? You bitey? Extra bitey? Medium bitey? Really bitey? I'm just showing this off because, again, I like to back up what I say. I got this thing about if I say something, I like to back it up. So every time I mention screens, naysayers get mad at me and they leave the room. Well, message to you. You don't like what I do, why are you here to begin with? Second, if you don't like what I do, then make a screen paint and come for me. Give me a challenge. At least that gives me something to do. Because right now, to tell you the truth, on YouTube, the only thing we're doing is videos and PCs, but there is no challenge. We didn't have any challenge to begin with. We just had people at the end of the day were just unhappy and they were just constantly losing all the time. So again, design something. And on top of that, show it actually works. Show multiple demonstrations of your product. Just remember, if you lie on your specifications, you don't tell the truth, it's consumer fraud, and you will go to jail for it. You can go to jail for it. So I'd advise you just be honest. Make a product. If it's so easy, and we're such fakes at the end of the day, you should have no problem with completing this, right? And then I'll come out with a Phoenix projection screen technology, and your stuff will get destroyed. That's it. And you won't be doing it here. You'll be on commercial. So, and you don't want that kind of embarrassment. Well, you just deal with it. That's pretty much all they can do is deal with it. Get mad, they get frustrated, they get angry, and blah, 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 blah. Show me nothing. Get certified for something. So I'm just talking about certain individuals who get mad at me because I mentioned my product. My product works. I worked hard to make that product at the end of the day. And I don't have the right to talk about my product and enjoy what I was blessed to be able to have. Because it ruffles your feathers. Tough cookies. Make something so I can crush you real quick. Man. Can't stand people that talk trash and don't back it up. Wish they would make something. That would be fun. Other one can't launch this product because you know we're going to crush this product. And you try to make something that don't cancel out. Or remove 12 million people. No, sorry, 13 million people. You know, that would help at the end of the day. Don't cancel. Gee whiz, man. I'm going to start finding other do-it-yourself paints because we see a lot of them on there. Make them on a live stream so they compare to our technology. You know, the minute I see your ingredients, I already know you failed. Did you know that? Because I've made so much screen paint down through time that the minute I see the ingredients that you're displaying on camera, you've already failed that quick. I know what's in your stuff. I know how it's made. I see the dark environments that you set in, the high power projectors you have to use. Yeah, your stuff doesn't work. Mind you, when we give people permission to make our stuff and they still fail, I already told you from the door you're in big trouble. Go ahead. I'll probably make it a contest for fun. No projection screen has done it right. Challenge people to make a screen paint to go against their product. This would be interesting. This reminds me of Mortal Kombat. Raiden. I like his story. You know why? Raiden's a god. We don't consider ourselves to be god at the end of the day. We are basically servants. But Raiden joined the competition because he was bored. That's why. He can't die. He's immortality. He's a god. But that's the reason why, if you read the story behind Raiden, there's the reason why he joined it. He could join it because he was bored. So, what keeps me occupied with this, we build PCs, we do other screens and stuff like that, but I do miss the thrill of being able to conquer other screens. And again, we don't get any challenge. If people think because the other one left, there was no challenge there. We never had any. It canceled out. We couldn't get an order over. If you're going to be making a product, at least do not cancel. Because after that, it sucks. I mean, at least at the end of the day, when we had to deal with other companies, and they never canceled out. They always stood by their products. I had so much respect for people who made product back then because they stood behind their product. Now, you have people that just cancel out, remove entire states, dumb stuff at the end of the day. No honor in it whatsoever. Break the law, all kinds of stuff. You can't just make a decent paint. That's why I'm sticking with the certifieds. I'm just playing the certifieds backyard. You know why? Because your stuff basically, you can stand behind their stuff. The stuff is well known. It's been in the system for a long time. You don't have to worry about none of the shenanigans that come with it. You can deal with professionals. Even the fellow who made that Pro HD, fantastic job. Fantastic job with his paint. If you want a great paint, go to him. He makes a good product. I tested the stuff. It's actually really good. Is it advanced? No, we have black technology, totally different category. But still, for great screen paint, stuff is very good. I like it. If I didn't have this stuff right here, I would buy his stuff. Oh, there's still a firework display. We got black technology going on. Right now, we're catering to customers right now. I think the main chunk of our revenue is going to be business. We do with a lot of companies. I literally get more orders from companies than I do from customers. Doesn't mean we're going to make it for companies only, no. But we just basically, the majority of our orders come from companies. People are doing big screens, giant projects, stuff like that. And yes, people, we are on our $10 projector. $10 projector. I think we need to have a $10 projector challenge. Tomorrow, $10 projector challenge. $10, we're going to call it the $10 commercial environment, fully lit commercial environment, $10 projector challenge. Simple. Must be a commercial environment. Meters must show they're maxed out. They can't read in here. And your projector can only cost you $10. How hard can that be? We're doing it. The overhead light is coming out with a headache. Man. That's a big elf. Look how beautiful the beautiful colors are. No calibrating at all. Now, keep in mind, people, we're talking about screen paints. I'm still meeting up and talking with attorneys on how to handle the other situation, this mess. Keep a certain individual out of prison, which we don't have to do. We don't owe him nothing. We could literally go into a courtroom and sign a document, get it ready to get him ready for prison. But we're going to take a different route on this one. He's still getting sued. $108,000 is what he's going to have to pay my company out. Trust me, it could be far worse than that. $108,000 is nothing compared to what we can hit him if we hit him with a copyright. There we go. CCB is going to do $30,000. I was just talking to one of the people in the building how we're going to handle the situation. We do it through CCB. I mean, so pay $30,000 for each one. It'd be all lumped in one sum. Jail. If he doesn't show up, he's still going to be hit either way. They'll make a difference. But a process server, like the other one, will come to his door and serve him for court. It'll give him a notice that he's being sued. The other one's following for defamation. Using our pictures, my picture without my permission. They're roughly going to be somewhere between $12,000 and $50,000, depending on what courtroom we go in to file. So altogether, the title, the total, because some of the stuff we're actually not going to file for, going to leave it be. It's about roughly about $108,000. Yeah, or $100,000, but it's somewhere in that range. Yeah. Now, mind you, we have other charges that we can file easily. We got 4 years to come after him. So, anything pops up, anything whatsoever, we can file, and that's it. They'll go to jail. He still has the post office to deal with, because that was already filed. So, he'll have to pray on that one. We got no control over that one. No control whatsoever. So, we'll see what goes from there. But until then, I got business to work on. I don't wish anything bad on him. I hope he lives a very good life. But, you know, we broke some laws and we have to follow through. We're going to try to see if we can keep the cyberbullying and all that stuff out of the court systems, because if we do, if we file for that, he's automatically going to go to jail. We're just going to take the lawsuits only. That's it. Now, I make sure that the process servers, when they do get there, that they don't reach out to his landlord. If they do, he's out of the building. You have to remove him. Due to the fact he broke one of the rules they have in that lease is any lease has it. All leases have it. Look at all of them. Every last one has it. If you're basically going into a building and that's not in a lease, I would not suggest you move into that building. Because any criminal activity in that building, which means it would be okay. And it means you'll put your life in danger and your family in danger. That's why they have it in there. Can't have anybody there having any legal activity in the building because, again, they can be removed. This protects everybody. So, then make a difference. It can be anything from copyright. Any law you break, you have to be removed from the building. So we'll see if we can get the process servers to get there. I don't know how that's going to work out either, because when they go there and knock on the door, it could be a neighbor that could contact him. It could be anything. And he's definitely going to be, he's going to find me. My number's right there. I ain't a hard person to find. But he's going to find out. He's just going to have to work away or try to talk with him or something. I don't know. I believe in trying to give people second chances. We've given them multiple second chances. Don't want to see anybody go to jail. Don't see anybody go to the court system. Mr. Williams was very, very ignorant. Very ignorant. He taunted my mother, my late mother who passed away. He said some very nasty things about her. you're going to jail. You're definitely going to go to jail. No doubt about it. You're going to jail. And this is not done out of hate or anything. You're going to jail. You're a very nasty human being. So you're definitely going to jail. I'm definitely following every last one of those forms. I got 2 more to go with the United States Postal Service to follow through and get it done, get over and done with. And for Mr. Daniel McAfee, we did give a second chance to, didn't take it. Yours is 2 of yours were filed. Once we get our docket numbers back from showing that everything was officially done, we have to contact the bar and send our information over to them and let them know, because they're going to come up on court record. Opportunity, you got to take it. When people give you options, you got to take it. If I had when I got locked up and I walked into that judge and that judge said, "Hey, Mr. Bird, I'm going to give you a second chance. You stay out of trouble and you'll never see my face again." He'll never saw me ever again. Ever. I did something. I'd have moved out the neighborhood, went someplace else, started all over again, maybe wash some dishes, get a rented room, something. I'm definitely not going back through that again. Not going through that old system. No, I'm good. But I went through the whole system, so I did what had to be done. When I got out, when I saw the judge, it was time for him to release me. He said, "Mr. Bird, I'm ready not to see your face again, ever again." I said, "Hey, no disrespect. Hope I never see yours either." And he never did. So in a rush coming back in. You looking at the fish? You looking at the birds and everything? Yes, you are. I just saw you looking at the birds. You watching TV? You know, watching TV. Watching TV. I wasn't talking about you giving me a look like that. Like you're talking about me. I wasn't talking about you. You. Look. Look. Screen. Look. He was giving me that look like, were you speaking of? No, I wasn't. Tiger Roar. Tiger Roar. Where's your roar? Tiger Roar. Where's your ferocious? Look, tiger. Tiger. Look at Taco. Look. This would have been you. If you were born in another time, this perfect primer would have been you. Yeah, see that guy right there? See, look at him. So there you watch his TV. Yeah, you're a Netflix cat, ain't you? Yep. First day I got you, buddy. You were sitting there watching Netflix, right on the sofa, weren't you? Yep. You're gonna turn into a loaf of bread. Can I get a slice? Why are you so weird? Why are you so weird? Can I get a slice? You turn into a loaf of bread? Hmm. So where we're gonna do our first video at, we gotta paint the screens in the building. I was telling them what we do. I was showing the videos, the difference between the white screen and our screen, and they want them painted in. They want to see the demonstration first, so we have to come in and set everything up. For a demonstration, show up our screen, and then the owners are gonna come in, and they're gonna look at the screen, and they're gonna make this decision, but they want their screens converted. But here's something, should be no issue. They like what they saw. They just want to see it in person. So, I told you, I'm doing all companies here. And as for these, for what they have in that building, it's a lot of screens. Now, I don't do the paint job at all. They do it. That's what I explained to them. They don't do the paint job. So they got their own maintenance crew. Every building has their own maintenance crew in there. Their janitorial system, they have it in there. And they're going to do the screens, and they're going to paint the screens. Or they can just bring in painters and paint the screens. They're very easy to do. So I showed them the demonstration, how easy to apply the product in no time at all. So that's a good maybe about $7,000 to $8,000. Do the whole setup for them. It's a lot of screens. Get the what's it, the library? When's the library? When's the library? We'll be doing them next. We got to go in there. We have to do a setup for them. Because I want to do ad tech on that glass. I want that window to rain books. Oh, that'd be so sick to have it rain books. And then have one of the books stop and just spin and hit the glass and open up and show Tom Sawyer coming out of the book. That would be amazing on that glass. Look at Taco looking up there chilling on camera. He loves to be on camera every time. We've been like that since day one. Every time I would say it's Kenneth Bird, he come running out real quick to be on camera. You gotta start wearing your ties, buddy boy. What time do we have? The same red time is 1 we passed 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. What do you have for time? Ooh, 8 o'clock. We gotta go. Alright, people. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Did a little bit of everything on this video, didn't we? I am going to be back in here because we got the motherboard and all this stuff. We got some building to do tomorrow. Finally start putting some PCs together tomorrow. Start getting them set up. So we can get all that done. And then I got to concentrate, once we get on site, get that done. I also have to concentrate on this, getting this screen finished and done. I think I'm going to do, get it done, get the floor finished. And we have to get the 235.1 projector in here, which are cheap. We can get them for like $100. And get the other ultra short though in here. But since I'm going to have that Chris in here, I'm going to do a venue. Not venue, a portrait setup. Oh, I forgot about that. Portable portrait screens. Portable portrait screens. Oh, you can buy them? You can buy them. Portable portrait screens. Portable projection portal screens. Well, I had to write the first one over there. Wait, then that's not the screen, that's a stand. Okay, that's a stand to do it. That's a stand. Stand, TV stand. To turn a TV stand to make it vertical, but we don't need a TV stand. Oh, we can get some of this plastic cardboard we have here, the panels. We can coat this one with the formula and Velcro it to the stand to the back, so it turns this way, but it turns this way. Oh yeah, that would be hot. Let me see. We're gonna be bigger than freaking 48 by. Let's see, they're 24 by 36. So we have to put 2 of these together to make that. But no, it's only 2 wide. It's on the same side as the way you turn it. Hmm. 36 by 76 is too big. make a freaking motorized picture. Yeah, we need a motorized picture. That's too big, too heavy. Let's just stand. All right, I gotta figure that later on because I want to do a portrait setup on site. Definitely want to do it with them. All right, people. Thank you for your time. I got to get ready to get this screen ready. We have a gamer screen I want to show up tomorrow. One little portable setup. All right, back. I was about to spin my praise to my Lord. All right, thank you for coming in and watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology because if it wasn't for Him, this would never exist, or anything would never exist. I'll tell you the truth, honestly. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, and God bless. This way set up ready for us to go. Leave this light on, that light off. Oh, man. If you're interested in our amazing screen paint, it's available on Fred Shirt with free worldwide shipping. And yes, we got the perks for free shipping. We can ship anywhere in the world for free. So, challenge me. See if we can't ship to your location. Gotta go, and God bless.